Do some just chatting. We might talk about President Sunday and specifically a hit piece on him. Then maybe we'll go from there. Who knows? Um, I don't think that we'd be doing anything else though. Oh my god, why am I so bad at talking today? Is it live? Okay, I think it's live now. Okay. It wasn't live on my end. Ooh, slow start. Very slow start. I always get a little bit concerned, so sorry for any of the VOD watchers if you saw me being concerned that the live stream hadn't even started yet. With that being said, hello James Cecil, congratulations on being the first person in chat. Hello Ian Catlover, Randy S, DCL, Zaluma Jimenez, did I pronounce that correctly? Nisi fam, I hope you're all doing well. Hello Naran, saying hello Femyoz my love, why hello. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna drink some water, okay? Hello Angel HH, hope you're doing well, hope you're doing well. Can I please be a mod? I'm probably not gonna make people, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I start needing more mods, then maybe I'll consider you. But right now I'm not making new people mod. Just for now. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. Usually I only make people mods if like there's like something wrong with my chat, like there's like too many people that are like, I don't know, annoying and there's not enough mods. But usually we have enough mods to deal with everything and, you know, not have it be too stressful for them. So yeah. Can I ask to please be a mod? I will donate. I have been here a lot. I mean, I don't know, how much are we donating? I don't know. I'm reluctant. I don't know. Maybe I'll consider it, okay? I'll briefly consider it, all right? I'll consider you as a potential candidate in the future, maybe. But regardless, so it's not like a permanent no or anything. It's just not right now, at the very least. Don't sell yourself for anything. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, to be fair, sometimes you need money, you know? And that's just a fact of life, you know? It's a true statement. It's a true statement. Hold on, why does my thing look so small on my end? Okay, I don't know. That's interesting. That's gonna get taken out of context. Anyways. Poor drunk bitch here. Will I get kicked out if I say I'm mad about the stuff I hear going on in my country? Or should I just go? What? I'm confused. It depends. Just, it depends on what you're saying. And, like, how often you're saying it. And the way that you say it. You know, it depends on a lot. You know, usually, we only ban people if they're, like, annoying. Long story short. We don't ban people just for, like, disagreeing with us or anything like that. We only ban people if they're, like, explicitly annoying in some way. What's tonight's topic? Well, we might go over a hit piece about somebody called President Sunday. We'll have to see. Did you like the Super Bowl? No. Because, like, I didn't watch it. Why would I watch the Super Bowl? What do I get out of watching the Super Bowl? I know everybody else watches it for whatever wacky reason, but I'm sorry, but that is the most boring thing imaginable. But yeah, no. Are you biologically a male? Mostly. But, like, I don't know why that matters, though. Has no bearing on my gender, you know. I may have been born as a biological male, but because we live in the land of the free, okay, I can be whatever gender I want, you know, as a certified freedom maximizer myself. Also, is it just me or is the camera off center today? What the hell? Okay. No, but it's going. Yeah, no, it's definitely not just me. What the hell? It's like clearly off center today. Why? Why is it so off center? Oh, maybe it's because of my hair. I don't know. That's really weird. Normally it's not like super off center. That's not usual. That's not normal behavior for the camera. I was just asking because lots of people are looking retards nowadays. What do you mean looking retards? People are looking retards? They're retards that look at what exactly? I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, bald eagle noises. Dude, if I had a soundboard, and I had a soundboard with a bald eagle noise, okay, you better believe that I would have played that after making that comment. You know, it would have been perfect. But unfortunately, because I am not Tipster himself, I just don't have a soundboard. It's very sad. If you are trans, don't you look like a boy? Not necessarily. There's no such thing as... I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say there's no such thing as looking trans, because there is, but that's more complex than you think. It's not as simple as, like, well, being trans is like when you're, like, born as a boy, and then you become a girl, but you still look like a boy. You know, it's more complex than that, you know? Femyoz, I just took my first dose of Prague. Yo, congratulations. Congratulations, Moth. Let's go. But yeah, no. There's no such thing as, like, one correct or incorrect way to look trans. Like, it's not like a thing. There's no prerequisite for looking trans. You know what I mean? But yeah, how old are you? I'm 20. Can you stop spamming Jesus Christ? You've been very annoying today. I do recognize you. You've been around for a while, and you seem normal most of the time, but you've been spamming over and over again. You've just been very annoying tonight. My bad. No worries. No worries. I'm not gonna time you out. You know, simply because you're usually not bad about that. From what I've seen at least. You meant looking like retards. Okay. But what does that have to do with you asking the question? I'm confused. So you asked me if I'm biologically male because other people look like retards? What? I'm not sure how relevant of a question it is, you know? Did you watch the Super Bowl? I did not watch the Super Bowl, Piper, because I'm not an insane person that feels the need to watch garbage slop on TV, okay? That's right. I think that the Super Bowl is boring. I've never enjoyed watching the Super Bowl or any sports game for that matter, right? Actually, that's not true. Growing up, I kind of liked watching basketball, but that was the only sport that I actually liked watching. Baseball was, I sort of, I could kind of get behind it. Football, that shit was boring as fuck. I'm sorry, I never liked football. Did you at least see the halftime show? No, I did not. Was the Super Bowl happening when I was streaming? No, I feel like people would have said something. No, I think I was literally just rot-maxing while the Super Bowl was happening. I think I was just watching, like, 10-year-old... Like, wait, how old is Kitchen Nightmares? Hold on, wait. How old is Kitchen Nightmares US? Apparently it premiered September 19th, 2007. Holy shit, it's closer to 2 decades old. What the fuck? God damn. So... it's 16 years old. So I guess I'm watching 16-year-old episodes. Oh, wait. No, wait. Wait, there's a 9th season that's airing now in January of 2020. Dude, I didn't even know this. I thought that they stopped. They stopped at 2014. Then they returned in 2023. And now they're doing another season now in 2025? Wait, that's crazy. I actually didn't know that. Wait, that's wild. I actually had no idea. Damn. I mean, fair enough. I'm asking if you're biologically male or female because nowadays people look different from what they biologically are. Don't get defensive. Hold on. That doesn't answer the question, though. I'm asking why does it matter? I agree that sometimes people don't look like what they biologically are. That doesn't automatically mean that what you're saying matters at all. I'm just saying, right? I'm not disagreeing that, somebody that's biologically male can look female or whatever. I just don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. I'm also not constantly live. Oh, you were talking to Ella. I see. I thought you were responding to what I said. Dude, I need to get back to constantly live streaming. You know, that was when this channel was in its prime. Was when I was constantly streaming. But yeah. Not only is it boring, but American football was a net negative to society. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it's a net negative to society, is it? I always just thought of it as a net neutral. Like, I don't know, I guess some people find it entertaining, I guess. And that's, like, the garbage slop that they watch. You know, whereas I watch commentary YouTube drama, which is no better, to be honest. But, oops, I accidentally pressed a button. But yeah. I pulled to ban TTV. Dude. I don't know. Should we keep... anyways. I'm a soccer player, so I'm not into the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, growing up, I was a competitive swimmer, so that was the only sport that I actually cared. Dude, stream is lagging? Nah, bro, that's crazy. Already? Damn. I just started and we're already having technical difficulties. Buffering. That's some bullshit right there. That's some fucking bullshit if I've ever seen any. It shouldn't be buffering. I'm gonna be angry if it is. It's not supposed to do that. Lagios? Dude, what the hell? Okay. How are you feeling? Are you still sick? No, I think I'm mostly done being sick. You must be buff as hell. Swimming is a great sport for that. No, I was always lean. Like, oh my god, why does my Wi-Fi suck? Hello, Wi-Fi, please work. God damn. Dude, we dropped down to 9 concurrents because my Wi-Fi is god-awful. Jesus Christ. This is genuinely horrendous. With that being said, thank you, Batal Crafter, for the $5, you beautiful fucking bastard, saying Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fiing today. I couldn't possibly agree more. But yeah, Elon has targeted Femyoz's Wi-Fi because she's the only one that can stop them. That's true. That's facts. Dude, is the dono gonna play? I guess I have to play it manually. Okay. There we go. I already read it out. I'll do a Skirt Go Spinny just for that. Dude, watch as it plays twice or something stupid like that. I guarantee it. Yes, greetings and salutations, the goth redhead. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, this is today's outfit, in case anybody was wondering. You know, it's a certified hood classic. Anyways. It didn't add to the goal? Bro, what? Huh? Bro, this is broken. Okay, I'm restarting Streamlabs. Give me a second, chat. Hello? Chat, can you hear me? Can you hear me, chat? Okay. Yeah, we need to... Okay, new Wi-Fi fund. Dude, yeah, we do need better Wi-Fi. It's actually crazy how awful this is. I don't know. I don't have money to invest in stuff right now. You know, my channel is too dead for that. Alright, we're back. Get some Ethernet, though. I tried, like, a long time ago, and it didn't work. Now, I think the reason that it didn't work is because, like, there was, like, a thing where we had a bunch of Ethernet cables, and I think that whatever that was connected to was cheap as fuck. It didn't work properly. It was very sad, very dumb, very annoying. But, like, we literally had, like a hole drilled through my wall just for that, and it didn't fucking work. Did you do your eyebrows today? I did not do them today. I cleaned them up a little bit, somewhat recently, like a few days ago, I think. But yeah. Anyways, it's very annoying. But yeah, with that being said, very sorry about that. Dude, we've just been riddled with nothing but technical difficulties for today. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. I don't like when it does that. I swear you look a little different. I guess I'm tripping. Chat, do I look different? Do I look different? I actually have no idea. I don't think I look different, but I could be wrong. You know? Kind of hard to say. Kind of hard to say. Hey, Queen. Hello, Jung Dana. Hope you're doing well. Chat, do I look different today? I feel like the lighting looks a little bit darker than usual. Maybe. But maybe I'm tripping. Like, my hair looks darker. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I could be very wrong.
Anyways. Dude, what the hell? Why is my... Okay, maybe I just need to move this way slightly. I think it's like trying to track Bald Martin slightly. But yeah, anyways. You look high just like me or something? I'm not high, I can assure you. Yeah, camera doesn't want to center today. Maybe I'm off center. I have no idea. It's good to see you again. You're such a pretty girl. Thank you, Ferris. I appreciate that. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well today. I'm only a little bit high. Well, I'm not high at all. Chat, I'm not high at all. Yeah, I'm like a little bit discombobulated. I will say, today I've been, I think, well, not just today, but recently I've been very depressed. Now, obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, I guess it's been almost a month since me and my ex-girlfriend broke up, but, like, I'd be lying if I said that I was over it. You know what I mean? I'm not. I get emotionally attached to people very easily, and I struggle to get emotionally unattached. And that's like a struggle for me. I mean, it's been almost a month since the last time we talked, but you know, it's for the better, but I don't know. I struggle to, you know, breakups are difficult to go through. You know what I mean? I had a breakup that took me years to get over. I feel you on that. Yeah. That really sucks. Yeah. I guess we never ended up meeting in person. I mean, there were plans to, but I mean, knowing what I know now, it just wouldn't work. But yeah, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't know. I guess I haven't really talked about it on stream that much because I'm trying to just ignore it, but I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can ignore it for. And I don't know. It's been eating away at me, and it hasn't been getting better. I'm not gonna go into details about what ended up happening, because I don't want people to go after the person. I don't think that they're a bad person or anything. And it's complex. It's complex. And like I do think that she's genuinely a good person. I just think that, you know, Eric, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into who is in the right or the wrong. Okay, I don't want anyone to get attacked. Okay, you don't have to air everything on stream. It just hurts to see you hurt. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's been reflected in my content as well. Like, if anybody's noticed, I've been streaming less. I've been skipping a lot of days. I've been, like, when I do stream, it's for shorter periods of time and lower energy. And I don't know. It's kind of a struggle. I'm not as happy anymore. And, you know, that sucks. It sounds like you have maturity beyond your tender years. I don't know if that's true or not. You know, take care of yourself first always. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I do need to live stream to be happy. Like, this is what I love to do. But I also do need to be honest and say, yeah, going through a breakup is one of those things that just sucks. Let's go kick Sabrina's ass then. Well, she has to be, like, spurging out or doing something worthwhile. Like, I'm not just gonna, like, provoke something out of nowhere. I don't know. Like, if there's, like, a recent stream VOD of, like, her spurging that I haven't covered, then, like, I'll cover it, but I would need somebody to send that to me. In the right or wrong circumstances, even Gandhi could become a tyrant. It's just the luck of the draw. There's more to it than that, but I get what you're saying, yeah. I hope you're okay, Femi. I mean, yeah, I'm fine. It's not something that's gonna, like, it's not something that I'll never be able to get over, I don't think. But I mean, we were talking for a long time, like, every day. Like, just, like, it's one of those things where, I don't know. And that was for, I want to say, like, definitely over half a year, like, maybe 7+ months. Again, in the grand scheme of things, like, yeah, obviously I'll be able to get over it. It's like 7 or 8 months, I think. I don't know, something like that. But I get attached to people very easily, and I become emotionally dependent on them. And it makes me wonder, like, is that a fundamental flaw with myself as well? Because, like, I don't know how to fix it if it is, Like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it's like, I don't know. And, like, I know that, I don't know. And here's the thing is I did the thing where after, like, a little bit after we broke up, I did the thing where you, like, re-download every single dating app that there is and just, like, spend way too much time on there and trying to find somebody that's exactly like the person that you were with, or, like, has all of the qualities of the person that you were with that you liked. And, like, I don't know, it's, like, obvious, and like, even recently, like, I was doing that even, like, somewhat recently, and, like, what that tells me is, like, okay, like, I have, like, some sort of problem. I don't know what the best thing to do is. Better to get right before trying to replace them or rebound. Ella, it's complicated. If you knew what the reason was, you would agree with me that, like, no, it's never going to work. You would agree. Everybody watching this would agree that it's never going to work if you knew more about what happened. It's complicated. It's really complicated. I don't want to get into it. But yeah. I think we're talking about breakups I just joined. I'm going through a breakup. My unhealthy obsession with fictional characters just got 10 times worse. Yeah, that's fair. Luckily, I've never had an issue with being overly obsessed with fictional characters. I feel like if things were slightly different, I would be. But I meant get right with yourself. Get right with myself and my mental state. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I feel like I'm just looking for her in somebody else, It's one of those things, and that's probably not healthy because everybody else is going to be different, right? Everybody is different to some extent. I can't expect anybody that isn't her to be like her, you know what I mean? And obviously the relationship between me and her was not going to work. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Femi, if you want, sometime later we can talk privately in DMs. You're always able to talk to me. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that just like me venting is probably good enough because I'm trying to process this myself in like a reasonable way. I feel like verbalizing things is helpful. Um, and it's like, I don't know, it feels like I'm talking into the void almost, but in a way that makes sense. In a way that doesn't make me feel insane. You know, I don't feel insane when I have an audience that's listening to me. Weirdly enough. I don't know. Like, if it's just me talking to myself, it feels like I'm an insane person. I don't know. Anyways. I've struggled with a similar situation before. I kind of just got over it after months, honestly. It was hard. Yeah, I don't know what the best way to get over it is because, like, I feel like it hasn't gotten much better from just, like, me ignoring it. Because, like, I've just been trying to not think about it, and I've been like, oh, well, I'm not thinking about it, so things are better. But it's like, I've been so depressed. And it's like, no, I can't ignore it. That's not going to make it go away. I just don't know how to address it head on. I don't know what I can do, and I don't want to ruminate. I don't know. I miss their presence, but yeah, if it was going to work, then I understand. Yeah. Well, and there's the thing, is yeah, like, obviously, like, I miss them a lot. Still. Just because that's how emotional attachment works. I can't go back to them, and they can't go back to me. It's not gonna work. But that's the thing, is emotional attachments can still exist, and those are a fucking bitch. The fact that you share this with us takes a lot of courage, and I respect that. Yeah. So much recent channel lore reminds me of her, so I can only imagine how much it affects you. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I just have to deal with it and get over it. Like, for instance, when, when Kava changed their name to Moth and was talking about moths and how cute moths are, it reminded me of her because I remember we were talking one on one, and we were talking about how adorable certain insects are, because both of us find insects to be really cute, and moths in particular were like so adorable, and I was like super excited and passionate about that, and like I was like sending her a bunch of images of moths that were like close up, and then I don't know, and that reminded me of her and that specific convo. And I specifically remember I ended up leaving the VC because of that. Nobody knew that was why I left the VC, but that was why. Because I needed a moment. I don't know. I guess I don't immediately make that association anymore because I'm used to them having their name as Moth. So I think that's helped. But when they first started talking about moths and sending close-up pictures of them, I was like, I couldn't do it. You know? You're cute. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, there's like a lot of channel lore even that reminds me of her. There's a lot of stuff that reminds me of her. And that shit's difficult. But there are also a lot of aspects of myself. Because here's the thing, is both of us rubbed off on each other a lot. I'm not going to get into it, Anna Maria. I'm not going to get into why we broke up or any of the details surrounding it. I'm just going over my emotional state. That's all I'm talking about. But the thing is we both of us rubbed off on each other a lot. And there were aspects of my personality that rubbed off on her, obviously vice versa, but there are things about myself now and the things I talk about that remind me of her because those things rubbed off on her. And that shit's really difficult because I don't want to lose those aspects of myself. I like those aspects. In fact, one of the reasons that I started liking those aspects about myself and became more confident is because when those aspects rubbed off on her, I liked seeing those aspects. I thought those were positive characteristics. You know? I don't know. I guess it's difficult. I guess it's difficult. Um, but yeah. I don't have a attachment like that. I think I just don't get it. But it's not wrong that you feel that way. Yeah, I don't think there's like a right or wrong way to feel about um like when it comes to attachment, unless it's like unhealthy or causing harm in some way. Um, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe me being overly attached does cause harm, but I guess it's not really something I can blame myself for because I can't help it. I like, I don't know. I'm pretty open about, well, I guess maybe not on YouTube, but everywhere else, I've been pretty open about the fact that like and I try not to be, but when I really open up to somebody over a long period of time, especially a partner, um, and I'm just being myself, I can get very needy in an emotional sense. Like, I, I was the kind of person where if I went a day not talking to her, I would miss her and feel bad. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 days was like, holy shit. Like, I can't do this. And I just sort of, I don't know. You care more about person's personality than looks. That's true. That's true. Um, like in terms of looks, I mean, I I care to some extent, right? I'm not gonna say that I'm never shallow, but I do care a lot more about personality. Um, I would say that I definitely have like a lot of preferences for looks. Um, so like I don't know, and maybe that's just me, but personality is more important. Uh, in fact, when we started talking, I had no idea what she looked like. Um, but we just hit it off really well. Um, and then when I saw what she looked like, I liked her even more. Um, but yeah, I just I don't know. It's interesting how that works. I'm not picky, but I also know my type. Well, yeah. Like sometimes I feel like I'm picky, but I don't know if I'd say I am. It's just most people aren't my type. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, the heart wants what the heart wants. That's true. That's true. I get so attached to, especially a partner. It literally crushes my soul to lose them. That was the thing. To me, it felt like I was losing my partner and my best friend all at the same time. And that shit crushed me. That shit crushed me. Um, that was really difficult to go through. Um, and it's like, I feel like I lost a part of myself. And I always think back to one thing that she said. I don't know why I specifically have remember this, but I remember a while ago, like I think it I don't know, however many months into the relationship, um I remember cuz like I would like cuz like I'm an attention whore and I remember one time she got kind of jealous because I was just like getting attention from like everybody. Um, and that was like an issue that we dealt with a couple times. Was like um, both of us like being prone to jealousy. So we both kind of agreed upon like an open relationship, out of sight, out of mind kind of dealio. Because then it's like, oh yeah, we don't get jealous. Like we don't really care. It's just like seeing it is like what it makes it like, you know. But I specifically remember, um, she said something about how if if you ever need attention, you can always come to me, and I would love to give it to you. And like every time I think about it, I want to cry because it's like, well, that's not true. That can't happen, you know? But it's like, and that, because that was something that stuck with me. I'm like, I can rely on this person to give me attention when I need it, and it's not me being overbearing and annoying, and I can just do that without overwhelming them. And you know, I don't know, losing that like hurts a lot. I don't know. It's been almost a month now, so I guess I shouldn't spend too much time talking about it, but you know, I don't know. Um, Hi Femyoz, I'm back. How's your month been so far? Baddie? Not great. Not off to a great start. I've been very depressed. 2025 is probably one of the worst years I've had in a while. Well, no, that's not true. 2022 and 2023 were pretty bad. 2020 was bad. 2021 wasn't great. Ooh. Yeah, actually, fuck. Dude, I will say, 2024 was one of the best years I've had in a while. 2025 is so bad in comparison. 2025 is still pretty fresh. Well, 2025 so far has sucked ass. I'm not gonna say the entire year sucks ass. You know, maybe later on it'll get better, but 2025 is gonna be your best year, Femi. I don't know. I feel like I peaked in 2024. I feel like 2024 was my best year, but maybe you're right. Maybe 2025 will be better, and we're just off to like a really bad start. You're gonna have 1 million good years. Why was 2024 so good? A lot of reasons. My channel blew up in the algorithm in the summer of 2024. You know, I was in love with somebody at the time. You know, there's a lot of good stuff that happened in 2024. 2024 better with Trump? I don't think so. Yeah, we're not off to a great start. We're not off to a great start. I don't think 2025 is going to be better, but I could be wrong. I don't know why 2024 was good. It's just good. Yeah, 2024, I feel good about. 2024 is probably my favorite year ever. It's the best year I've ever had. 2025 feels like shit in comparison so far. Hello, tipster. Hope you're doing well. 2029 is going to be my year. Oh, yeah, because that's when Trump's out of office. Yeah, that's fair. I like years that end in 4. I never had a bad one. Lol. Fuck, 2014. I was 10. 10 to 11 in 2014. What was happening when I was 10? Oh, boy. No, I don't think 2014 was great. I don't think there was anything particularly good about it. I'm glad your 2024 went well. My 2024 sucked ass, lol. Yeah. I feel like your 2025 has been better than your 2024. I feel like you've gotten your shit together. I feel like you are on like an upward trajectory. Yeah, 2024 was my upward trajectory. That was like my peak. That's like the peak of my life so far. Um, do you have 2016 nostalgia? Um, a little bit. Mainly for like old iDubbbz and like that sort of edgy style of humor. And like also like I don't know. The CS:GO Surf gameplay was like a little bit nostalgic for a while, but like then people like tried to bring it back and like it just became annoying. Um, I don't know. Hair Cake Yum. Yeah, dude, fuck, was it 2016 or 2017 where I think it would have been 2016 is when I started watching iDubbbz and Filthy Frank and all those people. I think yeah, I think that I guess 2016 to 2018 I'm a little bit nostalgic about, you know? I go back and watch some of the old 2016 stuff and don't understand why it appealed to me so much anymore. I've just kind of grown out of that stuff, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Um, if we go to my old channel, when did I like? Yeah, so this would have been. I would have like my first video on this channel, on the Lyrios channel, was this. I definitely had been watching iDubbbz for a while. Comments turned off. I didn't do that. Fuck you, YouTube. Yeah, 2017. So, yeah, I think I started watching people like iDubbbz in 2016. If I'm not mistaken. Let me find. Yeah, so like this would have been 8 years ago. Yeah, so like in these videos, if we look here, oh shit, that's like barely 2017. And by then I had definitely been watching iDubbbz. Because I specifically remember I I was watching a lot of commentary stuff, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to get a microphone, is cuz I was watching commentary. Um I think you were still posting there when Mango first introduced me to you, right? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Wait, yeah, you helped me get to 1,000 subs. Cause like you didn't know that I was like quitting YouTube kind of. Or like I didn't know that I was quitting it back then actually, to be fair. But yeah, that was with like the Kavos made me cry, why I love Bald Martin, why I love Big Ed, why we need I'm J Station. Do you have the VOD of that by any chance? Of you reacting to my channel or showing it? Yeah, that was when we called into your stream. Do you still have that by any chance? If you do and you could send it to me, that would be like an awesome thing to go over on stream. Cause I would love to watch that. I would love to watch that. I've considered making that old style of content again, but like a little bit late. Aside from like the whole the overuse of ear rape, I feel like I was pretty ahead of my time. Like a lot of the content that I did made more sense in like a shorts format. Like if you look here, right? Like less than 2 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Like a lot of these. Well, I guess this one would have been a short because shorts are like 3 minutes now, right? So this could have been like posted as a short as well, right? Like a lot of the skits here would have gone really well as like additional shorts. I feel like my content was ahead of its time. Like unironically. I actually believe that. Um but yeah. But some of it was dog shit, but I probably do, but it's privated. I would have to dig through ages of stream VODs to find it. Yeah. Anyways. If you could give me a primary estimate of what the date might have been, I could probably find it. Shit. I'd have to get on my phone. And, if I just, like, go to YouTube Studio, and, like, see where my largest spike in subscribers is. Okay. Let's see here. Why are you saying 24/4/2018? We don't know that. Dude, if you end up being correct, I'm gonna be very surprised. So I have to set that to lifetime. Where's the biggest spike? Wait, that might have been 2021. Yeah, so I gained 145 subscribers on April 24th of 2021. So it's gonna be like within that time frame. It could be like a day prior maybe or something like that. Like if it like took a little bit to update. But oh, you made the date up? Okay, I was gonna say. That seemed a bit early. But yeah. Yeah, so that would be April 24, 2021. I didn't discover commentary until COVID era. COVID era? I didn't... dude, when did I stop watching commentary? I feel like COVID era was, like, when I, like, stopped watching it a little bit. Or, like, I didn't watch it as much, and then I forgot about it. And then, like, the post-COVID era, I discovered Hunter Avalon. Or, like, I was familiar with who he was. I was, like, surprised that he had, like, moved to the left or whatever. Because I hadn't heard about him in ages. And, like, I saw, like, one of his videos in my recommended. I think it was, like, a debate. I started watching a bunch of his debates. And then I got into fucking Twitch poll. Which was a mistake. But here I am. You know? Yeah, if only I had stuck to the femboy tutorials, okay? I'd be more successful. I'd be doing better right now. I remember rant videos that were popular around 2013 to 2014. Where does the Yos come from? I don't know the lore. So, Femyoz is derived from Lyrios. So originally it was just femboy Lyrios. I'm like, what would indicate femboy Lyrios? How about Femyoz? Like feminine Lyrios or femboy Lyrios. So that's where it sort of came from. But I didn't want it to be... But I was like, Femyoz. Femyoz. Right? So I was like, oh, like I just put that as YOZ and that, like, is better. That's where it came from. You found it? Yo. Yeah, put it as, like, unlisted. And, like, I could react to it. Who remembers Scarce? I remember Scarce. Oh my god. How was he successful? He was born... Oh, how were any of the news channels back then successful? Like, the standard was Drama Alert and Scarce, and they were both awful. Scarce was less bad. I don't know. Scarce was boring. Keemstar was really fucking cringe. Keemstar was very cringe. But yeah. I loved Leafy. I liked Leafy for a little bit, but he got really repetitive. And then I, like, stopped watching him. Anyways, gonna mute real quick so I can find the timestamp. Alright, bet. Yo. Let's go. Hold on. And then just send it to me on Discord, obviously. Dude, fucking Drama Alert, man. That was one hell of a time. Yeah, Keemstar is still cringe. Yeah, that hasn't changed by any means. Don't get me wrong. Dude, he got fucking I'm sorry, like, as much as we shit on Boblax now, right? He unironically got owned by Boblax. I was there watching it live as it was going down. And Boblax was clearly in the right. It was Boblax and Connor versus Keemstar, and, like, that shit was funny as fuck. But yeah. Anyways. Do you like Red Bar? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Dude. Yeah, dude, Drama Alert and Scarce were the only two drama channels. I think, was Philip DeFranco a drama channel? I remember hearing about him, and he was, like, supposedly, like, good at covering drama, but, like, he never covered topics that I cared about. I think. Hold on. He covered a bunch of other shit that I didn't care about, so I didn't subscribe to him, or, like, I didn't watch him. It was, It was this guy. Didn't this guy... Yeah, no, he covered politics, and I didn't care about that. Yeah, the reason I didn't watch him is because he covered different subject matter. This is stuff... Unironically, this is stuff I'd be more likely to watch today. This is, like... This is unironically something that I would watch today. That's actually wild. Dude, now that I'm older... Dude, maybe I was just, like... That... Because, like, there was, like, a period of time where, like... I was like, no, I'm above politics. Fuck that shit. That shit's dumb. That shit's for pussies. That's boring. You know. Alright, I'll drop him. I'll drop a sub. Just, I'm actually interested in his coverage. What? We need to talk about this. So these are his most popular videos. Oh, Daddy05? He covered Daddy05? Oh, so he did cover drama. He did cover drama. Wait, why didn't I watch him? Oh, this? Oh, yeah, so he covered stuff like this. Like, why people are freaking out about being banned from whatever. It's like... So it's like some of it was drama. But some of the heterosexual ban... Like, I didn't care about shit like that. That shit was boring. Anyways. Oh, so most of this... Fuck, I don't know. But then, he also talked about stuff like this. Like, we need to talk about Finn Wolfhard and other child actors. I didn't care about stuff like that. Like, I only wanted, like, the kind of shit that, like, would have been covered on Scarce or Drama Alert. I don't know. Oh, okay, so his videos go back. So this would have been... So 7 years. 7 years ago are his oldest public videos. So, like, why people are freaking out about that. So, like, this wouldn't be a topic I'd care about. This wasn't a topic. This wasn't a topic. Like, this. This is a topic I would have watched. Not this. Not this. Actually, no, I would have watched this. I might have watched this. Yeah, I would have watched these two. I wouldn't have watched this. I wouldn't have watched this. Wouldn't have watched this. Wouldn't have watched any of the... Only, like, the ones that are, like, yeah. I don't know. Like, Burger King. Yeah, I think that's why I didn't watch him. Is he uploaded too many videos that I just didn't care about. Dude, I feel like his content is more... Dude. It's more catered to what I would watch now than... But it's like Kardashian or revenge porn. Like, I'd be more interested in that now than I would have been in the past. Like, my scope of interest was very niche at the time. Like, it was like I was more interested in small commentary. Anyways. Do you rhythm with the tism? I do. Hi, you're so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I kind of miss COVID. I was rich then and prepared for it. Life was amazing. Really? You were rich? Bought out the stock of an entire liquor store to stock up. It was great. You were rich then? Wait, so did you stop being rich? What happened? Because you make it sound like something happened and now you're not rich anymore. But you were back then. Hi, Femi, am I early? You're not. I apologize. Rant videos are probably the closest to what I'd call a drama content before drama content was really a thing. Yeah, that's fair. That stimmy money, though. Never been rich, full disclosure. I was asking Eric Espinoza. Oh, you lost your job. That sucks. That sucks. Like, current commentary still has elements of rant videos, the single topic, and just unfiltered opinions on it. So, I guess the closest thing to that would be, live stream clips. So, like, I think that the closest thing would be, like, people like Queeman. But, like, I don't know. It's not the same. He does, like, really long stream clips, and it's just, like, I don't care. Right? It's, like, more reaction-oriented. So, like, if you look here, it's, like, yeah, like, okay, this one's only 20 minutes. Right? But, like, this is, like, 2.5 hours, 2 hours, almost an hour, over half an hour, almost half an hour, an hour, almost 6 hours. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's not the same. And it's not just a rant. Like, it's like somebody, like, there, it's like he'll always be reacting to something. So it's like, I don't know. It's basically old school reaction commentary. Because, like, that's sort of the standard for live content now. I don't know. I feel like live content is more high effort than some old school reaction commentary in a lot of cases. Yeah, it's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But yeah. Hey Femyoz, can I ask for some advice from you? Sure, go for it. Anyways. Can you see my chats? No, Ash, they're invisible. Anyone remember KSMG? No, I don't know who that is. I actually have no idea. They're not even familiar. Not even familiar. That was some quality old school YouTube content. If we're gonna go really old school, I watched, I almost said Vosh. No, that's not old school. I meant to say Smosh. I'll have to clip that section out of the larger stream for you, but yeah, I found it, lol. Bet. Let's go. Dude, that's so real. That's so real. Oh my gosh. Awesome, yeah. Anyways, chat, do you want to talk about President Sunday? Somebody made a hit piece on him. Actually, there's like apparently 2 hit pieces. And I don't know. I don't know. Who wants to watch a hit piece on a YouTuber that most of you probably aren't familiar with? What do you guys think? You know, for all you know, he could be literally Hitler. Okay? Do you guys want drama? Or do you want some more just chatting? There is a girl I have a big crush on, and I think she likes me too. We are seeing each other next month, and she's from Germany. Should I admit to her that I like her in person? Of course. Of course you should. President Sunday should be the actual president. Absolutely, I agree. But maybe I end up disagreeing by the end of it. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. So, I guess I'll drop this person a sub. Why not? So this video was uploaded 4 days ago by somebody called Kilotonics. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Called President Sunday. The world's most incurious lout. Well, goddamn. Now, for those of you who don't know, this guy was President Sunday's editor, and I believe that they had some sort of falling out. I don't really know much about it. I have like a vague understanding that something happened, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna try to be as fair and unbiased as possible. I'm gonna try not to sweep for President Sunday if he does something wrong. I guess going into this, I will acknowledge the fact that my bias is going to be, if anything, leaning in favor of President Sunday. So I am biased in favor of him, just in general. I do have a positive opinion of him. So I'm gonna try to be impartial though. All right, I'm gonna try my best, but just know I'm not like a completely unbiased actor here. Okay. I think it's something worth disclosing. So let's start. very cinematic. Very cinematic. Exposing the Destiny abuse machine. So on here it says 7 days ago. So that's when they took the screenshot. So that's when they were editing this. Now, how old is that video now? Because this video was uploaded 4 days ago, February 7th, okay? And then we've got President Sunday, okay? So if we go to the President Sunday YouTube channel, and we go over here, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So, if you go here, right? January 20th of 2025. Right? So, this is something that most likely was in production starting after the video was released. I'm guessing. Because obviously he would have had to have scripted it, recorded it, and then edited it. Editing is going to be the last thing. So, yeah. So this video has been in the making for a while. Exposing the Destiny abuse machine. Pixie's lawsuit fund. Linked in the description of that as well. Okay, we've got his channel. We've got some banger thumbnails. Xander Hall is actually dangerous. Why I burned the Chud Logic Bridge. A classic. I don't blame him, by the way. Who wouldn't? Not So Erudite is unethical and dangerous. That's probably true. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Your favorite progressive streamer is a sex abuser. Unironically true. Why is that? Unless I'm your favorite political streamer. Or progressive, sorry, not political. Progressive streamer. If I'm your favorite progressive streamer, or Tipster is your favorite progressive streamer, I can assure you that neither of us are sex abusers. Okay? We promise. Okay? I'm saying it under oath. Or some shit. I don't fucking know. Alright, but if your favorite political streamers or progressive streamers are Destiny or Vosh, then they are definitely sex abusers. Actually, no, I don't know if I would characterize... no, because the Poppy stuff, yeah. Yeah, I would apply to Vosh as well. But I would say that the worst thing about Vosh was the fact that he had lolicon and bestiality porn in his hard drive and got exposed for it. Anyway. He must be explaining something in great detail here. I can't hear what he's saying. It's just music. Oh, damn. We've got the intro. We've got...
On January 17th, 2025, President Sunday messaged me asking if I'd...
Why is this blurred out? Hold on. Why is the time blurred out? That's like a really weird thing to blur. So you have the date, but not the time? I'm actually curious about that. Why would you blur that out? I'm not saying that to, like, discredit him or anything. I'm just, like, curious. I'm genuinely curious. Have a top secret project I need you on.
I'd like...
So, 17th in 2025. When was the video released? When was President Sunday's video released? The 20th. So that was premiered the 20th of 2025. So that had to have been made in 3 days. So okay, all right.
like to work on a secret project. He teased that it was something related to Destiny, who was in the
Brilliant, I'll tell you soon. I'll give you a hint.
midst of a looming scandal about him non-consensually sharing pornography of some of
So, obviously, this is in reference to the Destiny stuff.
his sexual partners. This was a topic I had been keeping a close eye
Kilo purged all of his Discord history after this came out so no one can go back and see the conversations with him. Okay, that's okay. If that's true, that's fucked. Why would he delete them? Why would... Hold on, wait. That immediately makes him lose credibility. Like, if he wants his video to have credibility, then surely he wouldn't do that. That would be the last thing to do. That seems very strange to me.
on since the solo Tiny Leaks Kiwi Farms post at the end of November. I was honestly pretty disturbed by the situation. Even with just the leaks to go off of and nothing else, I felt like I knew for a fact that Destiny did something seriously fucked up. And I routinely made half-serious comments in ChudLogic's spicy chat about waiting for Stephen Bonnell to be arrested. So needless to say,
day 28 of waiting for him to be arrested.
Was
Damn.
pretty excited at the opportunity to work on a project that was related to Destiny at the time, especially
wow.
given the fact that Sunday had teased having some kind of a nuke.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it was a news.
But to this point, most streamers and content creators weren't willing to publicly speak out about the situation.
That's true.
The story was complicated by the fact that none of the subjects of the materials had come forward to make any explicit statements about whether they consented to the materials being shared. And in the case of Pixie, she was denying that it was even her at all.
Yep. I think everything you're saying so far is correct.
Destiny's ex-wife Melina, who was the other main subject in the leaks, seemed to make a few on-stream comments confirming the scandal in subsequent weeks.
Something I can't, like, I'm not gonna go into detail or anything, but there's plenty of people that's wondering this, but I feel like this should be obvious. Nothing has happened with consent. With anyone. Not me and not anyone else. Like, there's been no consent.
But in addition to having her credibility called into question by some people, her statements were just vague enough to allow commentators like Nicholas DeOrio and Turkey Tom to avoid making any definitive statements or accuse Destiny of anything directly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Turkey Tom was sweeping. Turkey Tom was definitely sweeping for Destiny despite knowing what the fuck was happening behind the scenes. Like, he knew. He definitely knew about it. Nick DeOrio knew. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that Nick DeOrio was sweeping. I don't know if he was. I don't think that Nick DeOrio was sweeping, was he?
Melina commented on it and said that she didn't consent.
Do I just trust Melina?
Okay, I tell you what.
Wait, yeah, Turkey Tom was definitely sweeping. Okay, we know for a fact Turkey Tom was sweeping, right? You trust Melina? But why are you trying to cast doubt on what Melina's saying? Just don't talk about it. Why would that be your first go-to? It's almost like you're trying to remove credibility from the thing that she's saying that you know is correct behind the scenes. You know that what she's saying is correct. Why would you try to cast doubt on it? Now, if you don't want to speak about it, that's fine. You don't have to come out and speak about it. But to cast doubt on one of the victims, this seems a bit absurd. So we know for a fact that Turkey Tom was sweeping for Destiny.
If she's lying, why doesn't Destiny prove it then?
I don't.
For the clip, do you want the parts where Mango shows me your channel too? Or just the parts where you're on call? All of it. I want all of it. The part where he shows you my channel and the parts where I'm on call.
No, that's why I said.
Why
I'm
did he
waiting to
react
see if
like that? Why
responds.
did he
Everything related to me, essentially.
react? Why is he not commenting on it in any meaningful way? It's fucking obvious what's going on, bro.
Who knows?
By the time of this particular New Year's stream, the infamous
Thank you, Tip. Thank you.
DMs between Not So Erudite and Pixie had been leaked to an unknown number of creators and background characters, including myself. These DMs are important because to this point, if all you had to go off of were the leaks on Kiwi Farms and Melina and Pixie's public comments, you couldn't definitively prove any wrongdoing. But if you even have just one screenshot from the text exchanges between Erudite and Pixie, they represented almost complete confirmation of the story because they clearly showed negotiations between Pixie and Destiny about a private settlement. Now, a lot of the discourse since the story officially broke has involved directing criticism at those who had these DMs ahead of time, knew the story was true, and didn't say anything.
I mean, yeah, I would argue that if you don't say anything, I think that's perfectly fine. You don't have to talk about a story. Like, if it's the case that, like, I think that Nick DeOrio made a good point in the leaked call, with President Sunday, that Sunday leaked for the video, right? Which is, if the victim doesn't corroborate your story that involves them, right? Or even worse, they come out and say that it's not true, right? And it's going to be the case that you don't have a story. Nobody's going to side with you, right? But what's interesting is, on second thought, if somebody has the screenshots that Sunday had for his video, and all of that material, you absolutely could make it into a nuke against Destiny. You absolutely could definitively make the case against Destiny. So, that calls into question, was there some other reason why you wouldn't make the video?
Turkey Tom and Nicholas DeOrio, for example, have been pretty harshly attacked for sweeping for Destiny.
I think at least with Turkey Tom, it's justified. Like, Tom was absolutely sweeping for Destiny. I'm not sure about Nick.
And while that may be partially true, it's important to remember that as long
It's partially true, because Tom was. Nick might not have been.
as no victims had yet come forward, it's perfectly sensible for creators to not want to force any of them to speak out publicly. Contrary to popular belief, Tom and Nick didn't.
Okay, to be fair, in the clip that you showed, Tom was absolutely sweeping for Destiny. He could have just not said anything, right? Like, for instance, Chud Logic is unironically a good example of this, where he knew shit behind the scenes. He had been told shit, shown screenshots, etc., right? But he also knew that it wasn't his place to share it with the public. So what did he do? Well, he kind of stayed neutral. He didn't really say anything, and when it was talked about, he was reasonable, right? He even pointed out the fact that Tom was sweeping for Destiny. Now, he didn't come out leaking anything, but I think that Chud Logic, unironically, handled that call well.
Didn't have these Erudite and Pixie DMs during the New Year's Call of Duty stream. But even if they did, Pixie, who we knew was struggling with suicidal ideation and was...
So this is December 4th of 2024. Again, I don't know why he blurs out the time. That was like a weird thing. That was like a really weird thing to do. I don't know if it's like a... Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. So Pixie says, the things you guys say about me and the way you guys talk about me literally makes me suicidal. I'm not joking. Do you think I haven't read the messages you sent before this one? So her name is Pink here, so obviously this is in some sort of server, right? Because she has some sort of role that makes her name Pink. I don't know who this is directed to, or what the context is.
Was considering various private and legal options, had elected to remain silent and not confirm her presence in the league.
That's true. That's true. So this was... Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So this is after Sunday decided that he wanted to make the video by January 17th. And this is January 19th, a day before Sunday's video was released, saying, I need people to stop assuming things of me. Thank you, end of story. That's really interesting. Because I believe that's in reference specifically to whether or not it's her in the nudes. In which case, she might not have wanted people to know that it was her. In fact, she definitely wouldn't have at this point.
And I think it's perfectly reasonable for creators to have respected that, not wanting to put someone's mental health or legal avenues at risk. This is also the route I chose. Most people, I think correctly, chose to let the victims decide and stay silent. But
I think that's fair.
then, two creators chose to come out and break the story. On Saturday the 18th, Beckett of Krabs, myself, and President Sunday sat down to present evidence, put together a timeline, and establish what the mission of the project was. I was a little anxious, but also excited to learn what President Sunday had, and I wanted to find out what the justification was for coming out with the story. The nuke. But we started the meeting, and after only about 10 minutes, I interjected. Sunday didn't have a nuke. I'm not even sure Beckett had much of anything.
That's definitively not true. Like, the impact that video had on Destiny's image was insane. The amount of coverage that there's been since that video dropped on Destiny, sharing people's nudes without consent, right? That's like been talked about by everybody. Like, everybody has talked about this in the drama sphere. And it is something that Destiny's reputation has been completely tanked by. You might look at his numbers, right? You might see the number of people watching his streams and think, oh, well, he still has his audience. And that's true. He still does have a sizable audience. Is his career going to be ruined? No. I don't think that much, if anything, would be able to ruin his career. However, what it does impact is his upward mobility. He's not going to be able to engage in real-world politics anymore. He's not going to be able to go on anything mainstream going forwards, right? Because of this scandal. It's just not going to happen. He's too much of a liability now, right?
And the only real reason for publishing that was given to me was that because Pixie was supposedly trying to extort Destiny, she was somehow implicated in the cover-up efforts by Destiny and his associates.
I don't think that was... if that's what was explained, then yeah. Yeah, Sunday is completely in the wrong for that being his justification, right? Like, if it's the case... Because I do explicitly remember this part of the video, right? Where it says, 1, seek legal action.
Trying to extort...
2, speak out. And then 3 was say nothing. Like, say/do nothing. Right? And he talked about how Pixie did not do that. And so that Pixie was... what Pixie was doing was extortion, right? Now, he followed up by saying, well, this isn't like a moral indictment of Pixie. Right? It's not that Pixie is doing anything morally wrong. It's just that, like, this could be used against Pixie. However, the issue here, the issue I have with this, all right, if this is the context for why he was willing to come up with the story, and that's his only justification, right? His justification is Pixie doing something that's illegal, that's not immoral. So, I would ask Sunday if I was having a conversation with him, why does that change anything? If you agree that Pixie didn't do anything immoral, right? She's not malicious, right? It's not that what she's doing makes her a bad person, right? It's just that, oh, okay, this is something that could legally bite her in the ass later, right? What changes? What changes? Why is that different from if she just did nothing? Why have you now decided to come up with the video?
Distort Destiny, she was somehow implicated in the cover-up efforts by Destiny and his associates, and therefore had forsaken her right to privacy, or something like that?
Was that what he said? I don't know. Keep in mind, this is what he's saying, President Sunday said. I don't know what President Sunday actually said, if it lines up with what this guy is saying. No, we're not doing more Child Logic stuff. We're talking about President Sunday.
That I don't know. It didn't really make sense to me. All I remember is both Beckett and President Sunday convincing me to keep working and echoing some form of this extortion argument. After a little bit of debate, I recall saying, I'm not sure about this, but let's
I would have to ask Sunday what the extortion argument is.
just keep looking at evidence. I don't want to overstate how much I disagreed with the project. I obviously made the video, and when Sunday would check in on me during editing to make sure I was still good with everything, I did reluctantly tell him I was fine.
Okay, did at any point you say, like, yeah, maybe this isn't the best idea? At any point? So this is on January 19th. So this is one day before the video premiered. From Sunday. Hey, tell me how you're doing. Tell me about it. Not really worried about that. Just wanted to make sure you feel like you're in a good place with what we're doing. I make a deliberate effort to counsel, so I'm not just shooting from the hip. So I appreciate the pushback earlier. Even if I'm frustrated, it's necessary to fully fleshing out what I'm doing and making sure I'm not missing an angle. I think Sunday made this video way too fast. Or at least had it edited way too fast. Like, 3 days is fucking crazy. That's crazy. That, like, I'm sorry, you need a little bit more time. Like, you should have just told Beckett, hey, let's delay the release to make sure that everything is all good. Right? 3 days is a bit... Yeah, that's a bit...
But I was also pretty
insane for a video that's important.
stressed and rushed and a little conflicted. I mean, I was his main editor at the time, and he was technically my boss. If I don't make the video, am I risking my professional relationship with him?
I don't know. I don't know what the dynamic between them would be. I don't know if that's the case. I would wager that it's likely not the case based on what I do know about Sunday, which is that, like, he's very open to criticism, usually. Like, he's not somebody that would cut you off for disagreeing with him. Or who would fire you for disagreeing with him. Right?
Even if I don't make it.
I don't even think that he'll think less of you if you disagree with him. Like, he seems pretty good about disagreements and handling that.
Isn't Beckett still gonna do his? Maybe I was just wrong about my perception of the events. And maybe Pixie was extorting a victim of revenge porn. Maybe.
No. Well, yes and no. That's a bit of a mischaracterization. Right?
I didn't know. It was confusing.
I don't know. What Pixie might have done might have legally been classified as extortion, but she didn't do anything immoral, given the context.
And Sunday was putting a lot of pressure on me to finish.
Okay, so President Sunday, where are we at? President Sunday started a call that lasted a minute. Okay, how long is this thing looking to be? Really? Wait, hold on, yeah, so this... Okay, so Sunday is responding to things. Wait, so he deleted all of his Wait, so Kilo deleted all of his DMs? Before even screenshotting? Why did he remove his responses? Okay, this looks really fucking sus. Like, I don't understand why he would do that.
So I did.
How are we looking? President Sunday started a call that lasted 27 minutes. Okay, they had a convo. Beckett's premiere is up. We almost there. Okay, but why do you have to get the... Why? Okay, first of all, why does your video have to come out at the same time as Beckett's? Secondly, could you just tell Beckett to delay his video? Could you just be like, hey, my editor is running behind a little bit. Because we sort of agreed to release our videos at the same time, would you be willing to wait for my editor to finish some things up? Right?
But before I uploaded the video, I pulled him into a call, and I told him, look, here's the video, upload it if you want, but I don't think we should. I think this is a mistake.
Okay.
But as we all know, the videos were released in the morning on January 20th. Pixie
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that conversation would have been. So this is the day that the video was released. So this was most likely after the video was released. So Pixie on Twitter said, on November 29th, the streamer Destiny non-consensually shared my nudes, making me a victim of revenge porn. I will be suing him in federal court. Here is my story. And then there's a link to something that we read.
Pixie published her statement on Twitter later that day. Destiny made a horrendous response, and we're all more or less happy
We covered that on stream.
with the results since then. So just so I'm clear, Destiny is a piece of shit, and he deserves everything that has happened and everything coming his way.
Yeah, of course.
But now that the dust has settled on that story, let's make some time to
Would it say that the messages were deleted? I genuinely don't know. On Discord, it wouldn't.
talk about a different piece of shit. After the video, my relationship with Sunday rapidly fell apart, and I resigned as his editor on Friday the 24th.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what your relationship would have looked like, but
Now, before anyone thinks that I'm a disgruntled former
I'm really hoping that this isn't like a interpersonally President Sunday was bad type of video. I'm hoping that this isn't what this is about.
employee, and that's why I'm making this video, me and President Sunday had multiple long, mind-numbing arguments.
Okay, let's read these.
That's
okay?
why I'm making this video. Me and
President Sunday. Got a sec to VC, this is annoying. And then Kilo said something that he deleted in response, and then Sunday said me too. And then they talked for 56 minutes. Again, I don't know why the fuck Kilo felt the need to delete all of his messages. Like, this isn't, like, I'm sorry, but, like, even if you're in the right, this is a really bad look. It looks really suspect. It looks like you have something to hide. It just comes across as extremely dishonest. Again, I'm not saying Kilo is being dishonest. Maybe he's just, like, I don't know, like, scared for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe he has anxiety around, like, what if something bad happened? I don't fucking know. I wouldn't delete messages. It looks really sus. Like, I'm struggling to think of, like, a good reason for why he would delete them.
President Sunday had multiple long, mind-numbing arguments and
So, here's a message the next day saying that'd help. If you have time tonight, I'd like to have a conversation so we understand each other a bit more going forward. I think we both have passionate attachments to certain principles, and it makes us misinterpret each other. It'd help if we cleared some air. That's fine, in response to something.
private, and his behavior became more and more erratic.
That was a heated convo earlier, and mostly my fault. I am not disposed to patience at the moment, but that's not your fault. Are we good? Can we have a calm conversation that's very short right now to sort quickly how we're going to go forward?
Insecure and manipulative.
Insecure and manipulative. Okay. Well, we only have one side of the conversation. That's silly. What? Okay, what's silly? Okay, that's not going to be manipulative. I just told you how. Are you for real? This is like basic common knowledge. Okay, so he's manipulative because he got like vaguely annoyed at you because he had to over-explain something. Okay. I mean, all right then. Let's continue. This is why insider trading is illegal. Like, seriously? Yeah, that doesn't involve telling the person trying to pay her off that she'll accept something really low because that undermines Pixie's ability to bargain. Like, seriously, are you for real? How do you not understand this? This is your evidence of him being manipulative? This is nothing. We don't even know what the other side of the conversation is. We don't know what he's responding to. For all we know, these could, maybe he's being an asshole. But for all we know, we don't even know what he's responding to. So these could be perfectly justified messages. We don't even know what this is in response to.
Even after removing my editing perms, and after...
Okay, I've removed your editing perms while we sort this out. It's not personal. I'll be happy to give them back to you when we do. But I can't have someone I don't see eye to eye on with this having that level of access. We'll discuss this later. In the meantime, I'm going to pay you out for all outstanding videos. I'm going to give you an additional $50 for the Destiny video. Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. So he's removed the editor perms after he resigned, right? If it was before he resigned, then I think that's shitty. But I'm presuming that he resigned before his perms were removed, right? Or am I wrong on that? I could be wrong. If you removed editor perms over a disagreement, I think that's dumb. I think that's really dumb.
After officially resigning, he still tried to woo me back with offers.
Wait. So, did you officially resign before or after he removed your editing access?
After removing my editing perms, and after officially resigning, he still tried to woo me back with offers.
Okay, so President Sunday says, everything all right? If you're in a tight spot, let me know. I can shoot you some emergency cash. Well, what do you mean, woo you back? Wait, this makes President Sunday look good. Like, if you're financially struggling, I can give you money. That's not very good evidence against Sunday.
Of emergency cash and pleas about how it would be a shame to jump ship so soon.
Okay, let's see here.
Woo me back with offers of emergency cash and pleas of...
So, this was, what was this, a day after? Or a few days after? So a day after he stopped being an editor for Sunday, Sunday said, I'll give you cash if you need it, if you're, like, struggling. So 2 days after, on the 26th, Sunday says, okay, well, I was looking to switch away from edited segments altogether and do the video essay thing, a la SFO, so the workload would be steadied and would go to a percentage model. Since we have the format down, it'd be very streamlined. I have an editor, I'm not stuck. Just seems like a shame to jump ship right after you've supplied the tools we need to do this smoothly. Okay. I mean, I don't know what he's responding to, though. I don't know what he's responding to. I guess Sunday is still open to having this guy as his editor. I don't see what the issue is. Like, it's like, okay, you jumped ship over a disagreement. I mean, that seems like a little bit of a shame. Don't you think? Is that manipulative?
Pleas about how it would be a shame to jump ship so soon. So today, I'd like to share what I learned during my short time working with President Sunday. How he's nothing that he says he is. How he's often what he says he's not. And how his true form is a pathetic, groveling, insecure rat. We shouldn't be clapping. We should all be pointing and laughing. So let's get started.
Alright, Volume 1 Pixie. This is probably what I'm going to care about the most. Considering the fact that when I watched Sunday's coverage of the Destiny stuff, like when I watched his video on Destiny, that was the part of the video that I disagreed with the most. That was what I had the most criticism for. I critiqued the hell out of it.
Before we get too far, in this video, I'm going to show some private conversations between President Sunday and I. This is something that's normally against my principles, as I think people have an expectation of confidence when they contact you privately. However, one of the arguments we had after the Destiny video released was about this very thing. I was uncomfortable with just how much shit we leaked in the video. President Sunday...
Okay. So is your argument that, like, well, I'm just going off of President Sunday's principles? Why would you go off of President Sunday's principles if you disagree with them? Doesn't that seem like a little bit silly?
Sunday, however, has made it clear to me that he only cares about privacy so long as the other party is useful to him.
If you see...
that's a bold claim, okay.
Like a piece of information that is of use to you, you're under no obligation not to make use of that.
Okay. Is this in the context of, like, what is this? Okay. I guess without context, that looks kind of bad. given the context presented by Kilo.
The reason why we had the stuff for this video, for example, is because I had a line directly into Destiny's inner circle for like a solid couple of years now, I think, which is
Okay.
burned, but it also was dried up by this point. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Bear in mind that this line Sunday
Okay, here, let's go back. Let's go back and rewatch this. I want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly.
in the video. President Sunday, however, has made it clear to me that he only cares about privacy so long as the other party is useful to him.
If you see like a piece of information that is of use to you, you're under no obligation not to make use of that.
What does he mean by make use? Like, is he talking like about like I guess like it's a fundamental principle, right? Yeah, there are gonna be many cases in which it's okay to make use of information you're provided with, right? I would need to know what the context is or what his argument was, right? Because for all I know, he could simply be saying that like that the use case of this information, right, is not to share it with everybody on the internet. It's simply just to make decisions about how I engage with this person, or to make decisions about how I talk about them, right? I might not explicitly share this information, but I do keep it in mind, right? It could literally just be that. That would be an example of making use of it. Or, for example, there might be instances in which, regardless of the fact that, yeah, when somebody DMs you something, right, especially if it's something important, they, like, there's some expectation of privacy or whatever, right? But there are going to be some cases in which it's okay to violate that, right? Like, if it's the case that violating it ultimately causes more good than harm, that's the predicted outcome, right? And that's obviously the predicted outcome. I think it's fine, right? So, like, for instance, if somebody DMs me, right, and they're like, don't tell anybody this, don't leak this, and they DM me telling me that they rape children, right? I'm going to leak that. I'm probably going to tell some sort of authority, right? Like, yeah, sure, they might have DM'd it to me. It might have been something they said in private. But even if it was somebody that I was, like good friends with, even if it was somebody I was close to, right? That shit's not staying in DMs. If somebody comes to me admitting that they, like, are gonna, like, rape a child or something, I think it's perfectly reasonable to leak something like that. So it's not that leaking private information is bad as a fundamental concept, right? It's generally bad. It's generally bad because it generally leads to negative outcomes, and you generally ought not do it, right? But I wouldn't make a blanket statement saying it's always wrong. Now, I wonder what President Sunday's position on that would be, because I don't think that President Sunday is a utilitarian. I could be wrong. I don't know what specifically he believes in terms of ethics.
The reason why we had the stuff for this video, for example, is because I had a line directly into Destiny's inner circle for like a solid couple of years now, I think. Directly into
had a line?
the stuff for this that is of use to
Damn.
If you're under no obligation not to make use of that. The reason why we had the stuff for this video, for example, is because I had a line directly into Destiny's inner circle for like a solid couple of years now, I think, which is burned, but it also was dried up by this point. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Bear in mind that this
Okay.
line Sunday is referring to is somebody who was a fan of his, became a friend of his, and confided in him for 2 years.
Wait, Straighterade? Wait.
Is somebody who was a fan of his,
Oh, so Straighterade was a fan and a friend for 2 years? Okay. I did not know that. That's new lore.
became a friend of his, and confided in him for 2 years. So, President Sunday, now that you're no longer useful to me, I'm sure you can't possibly object to me leaking anything. It would
Hold on. It's not whether or not you're useful as an individual, right? It's whether or not the information is useful and whether or not it causes more good or bad to leak said information, right? Like, there are plenty of principled positions in which you would be okay with leaking DMs in certain instances, right? Like, if you're like an act utilitarian, right? It's going to be the case that you are like, if you're a hedonic act utilitarian, right? You can have a really principled position, right? While also taking the position that, like, okay, like, generally it's wrong to leak DMs, you shouldn't do it, right? If I make a blanket statement saying, yeah, you shouldn't share private information, right? It's because sharing private information generally causes harm, right? But there's going to be exceptions to that. It's not unprincipled to make those exceptions, right? It doesn't really prove anything. I don't know what ethical framework Sunday abides by.
It would be very out of character for you to not want other people to leak stuff of yours.
So, here's President Sunday on his server saying, at everyone, Chud Logic has elected to start sharing private DMs. As a consequence, I am forced to do so myself. Okay? Right? So, what is the argument here? So Chud Logic started leaking private DMs, okay? Probably a shitty thing to do. He didn't need to do that, right? It wasn't something that caused more good than harm, right? And as a consequence of this, in order to clear the air, Sunday has to do the same thing back so that people know the truth, okay? And then, yeah, I just don't see how this is
Surely.
unprincipled.
So first things first. President Sunday was reckless and dishonest in his publishing of Pixie's story. Now, I don't mean that he had a goal in mind and was willing to
Okay, wait, why was it dishonest?
take risks to meet that goal. I mean that he didn't care about the risks. He didn't even think about them. And he's
Well, hold on, those are two different claims. Either it's the case that he's negligent or that he's dishonest in that regard. You can't make both claims at once. I mean, I guess you can. Like, they're not mutually exclusive, but it wouldn't be on, he wouldn't be dishonest on the basis of being negligent. That doesn't make sense. That just doesn't follow, right?
he's willing to lie to
Hold on. In order to lie, you have to know what the truth is, right? Because you are misdirecting somebody away from that, right? There's actually a difference between, or at least I believe there's a difference between lying and bullshitting, right?
mask his recklessness. Let's go back to the reasons given for breaking the story.
Now, keep in mind that both are bad, but lying is generally more malicious.
President Sunday's current messaging is something to the effect of, Destiny and the abuse machines surrounding him put people in bad positions, such as committing extortion to try to protect themselves, and
Hold on, wait.
machines surrounding him put people in bad positions
Wait.
is something to the effect of, Destiny and the for breaking the story. President Sunday's current messaging is something to the effect of, Destiny and the abuse machines surrounding him put people in bad positions, such as committing extortion to try to protect themselves.
Yep. That's correct. That's a good faith interpretation of what Sunday has said, because I have heard him say that.
And this machine needs to be exposed to prevent it from happening to other people.
Yep, that's actually pretty accurate. Okay.
Something like this, apparently, is what
Oh my god, the text is so small. I am so sorry. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna try my best. So here's Sunday, a few days after he released the video on his Discord server. The point of talking about the extortion isn't to demonize Pixie. It's to show the mechanism by which victims are locked into silence and subjugation by means of their financial vulnerability and naivety. Unfortunately, the evidence for that will always be, quote, here is an act of extortion by the victim, unquote. The only way to break that system of abuse, cover-up, and control is to expose it. There's simply no other way.
President Sunday was trying to demonstrate with the video, and he's since tried to clarify that he wasn't trying to paint Pixie in a bad light or blame her for anything.
To clarify, no, Pixie is being blamed for nothing. Here's why I emphasize why it's not okay to engage in extortion. Oh my god. Why did I almost just burp on camera? Damn. Like in the middle of talking. I.e., using threats to obtain money from the offender, and more importantly, why it's accurate and important to name it as extortion.
But let me be clear, this is a lie. This expanded, convoluted, and legally questionable explanation for running the story is nothing like what was established during the production.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because something that I pointed out, given the context that he's provided, right? If the context that he's provided is true, right? It's not a very good reason in of itself to run the story, right? It's going to be the case that you either want to you either want to prevent this from being covered up, right? Regardless of whether or not this person is engaging. It wouldn't be whether or not they're yeah, I don't know. Here, I want to hear what he has to say.
Production of the video. The tenor of the
Check DMs. I will after I'm done covering this.
conversations surrounding Pixie and claims of extortion on January 18th were very much indicting of Pixie. Now, I don't have any recordings or logs of these
Hold on.
during the production of the video. The tenor of the conversations surrounding Pixie and claims of extortion on January 18th were very much indicting of Pixie. Now, I don't
Okay.
have any recordings or logs of these conversations, but I distinctly recall the script being written in a way to paint Pixie in a less sympathetic light, which I now kind of believe was so that people wouldn't question the choice to publish the video so much.
Okay. Do you have that script?
But you don't have to take my word for it. We can just review the script. First,
Oh,
the claim that
sweet.
Pixie was
Let's
trying
go.
to extort Destiny. Let's listen to the way that it's phrased in the video.
This would seem to imply that Pixie's decision to not go public is not because she is afraid of the repercussions, or else she wouldn't be threatening Destiny directly with legal action or public denunciations, but because she wants to profit personally off of extorting Destiny, who also, it must be remembered, is a victim of revenge porn.
Yeah, why did he frame it this way? Why did he frame it this way? This is something that I criticized him for. When I was watching that, I'm like, Sunday, you're a fucking idiot for that.
You'll notice a lot of deliberate choices of words in that clip. She wants to profit personally, despite offering for the money to go to charity, which we didn't put in the video. Extort.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, shit. That's actually important.
Personally, despite offering for the money to go to charity, which we didn't put in the video.
That's a weird thing to not put in the video. That's a really weird thing to not put in the video. He should have put that in the video. He should have clarified it in the video. Now, either it's I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Sunday is being dishonest. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But I think that because he's the best case scenario, because he decided to rush the video, there's mistakes in it like this. And it fucks the story. Substantially. In a way that harms Pixie, right? This is something that, because a lot of people are going to see that, right? They're going to see the video, right? And they're going to think, oh, well, I guess Pixie is, like, bad also, you know? Because they're extorting a victim of revenge porn, right? They're going to think that. And they're going to be like, oh, that person's bad. So that's why he came forward with the story. So yeah, I kind of agree with him. I actually agree with Kilo on the Pixie stuff. Because, yeah, like, what Sunday should have done is he should have just, like, I don't know, like, taken extra time to make sure that, like, okay, we're, like, not misrepresenting anything. And make it clear that, like, obviously, you know, Pixie is the victim here. And due to her circumstances, and due to how she's been pressured by the likes of Destiny and Not So Erudite, right? She has been pushed into having no other choice but to do extortion or whatever, right? This is a result of the circumstances set by Destiny and his associates, right? And he didn't make that clear in the video.
Extorting Destiny, who is also a victim. Why does it matter that he's a victim? Couldn't we have just made this same point without trying to make Destiny sound like a sympathetic figure? Even in the very next
To be fair, he did not try to make Destiny sound like a sympathetic figure.
line, President Sunday tries to soften what Destiny did because he wants to try to get you to shift some blame in the situation towards Pixie.
Destiny may be the one responsible for the leaker having the images in the first place, but he shared them recklessly, not maliciously. And of course, he has endured public humiliation as well for this.
He wanted you to be thinking, man, Pixie, that is fucked up for you to try to profit off of someone else who was also a victim. There is no other reason to present the information this way. And by the way, Sunday, sharing non-consensual pornography is not reckless, it is malicious. Do you think Destiny didn't understand what he was doing?
That's true. That's true.
It was just an oopsie? The video moves on to essentially chastising Pixie for seemingly having accepted hush money.
Pixie has since said nothing publicly. There has been no evidence of legal proceedings being pursued, and she has seemingly ceased communications with the people she was previously working with, instead posting on X about taking the LSAT in pursuit of law school. It appears as though her attempt to extort Destiny has probably paid off, albeit at the expense of every other person Destiny has victimized in the past and will.
Hold on, at the expense. At the expense. Yeah, no, wait, Kilo is right. Yeah, what? Hold on, why is Sunday framing it this way? Why is Sunday framing it this way?
Victimize in the future.
This claim was barely investigated. It seems that President Sunday heard Nicholas D'Orio say this.
The rumor I've heard,
Dude, why can nobody pronounce Nicholas D'Orio right? They always say D'Orio, not D'Orio.
I have no evidence for this, but the rumor I've heard is that he's going to pay for her law school.
Interesting.
He then asked Straighterate about it, but all she said was that it was one of several possible options. So he essentially coupled this gossip with Pixie's tweet about the LSAT and decided.
Hold on, what did Straighterate say here?
Interesting.
He then
So, President Sunday said, But given that your impulse is to try to find a mole, I'm going to assume that what they said is accurate. You suggested Stephen pay for Pixie's law school. So Straight Array responds by saying, but yes, this was one of a few suggestions. I said that she's in a precarious financial situation, that she's not consulted her therapist, and that her therapy bills or payment to assist with law school would be money that would be productive to her because it's something to look forward to. She refuses to tell her family, and things were breaking down with Loner. And I felt overwhelmed, being one of I don't know how many people she let into a limited support network. The suicidal threats worried me because she kept saying it was contingent on her parents finding out, not the general public. But if it was never pressing enough that I felt a wellness check was in but it was never pressing enough that I felt a wellness check was in order. Loner reached out to me when she hadn't heard back from her. I contacted her roommate and asked, oh my god, the text is so small, and asked to please contact me. Dude, how do I angle it so that I'm like looking at the monitor and I'm talking directly into my mic? I can, the text is so small. I don't have the best eyesight, I'm sorry. And I think that day she responded to me, and I made the suggestion to Steven to offer compensation because it's what she wanted most. And then President Sunday said, do you understand that this is seen as you assisting in blackmailing somebody? Interesting.
Then asked Straight Array about it, but all she said was that it was one of several possible options. So he essentially coupled this gossip with Pixie's tweet about the LSAT and decided that was enough to go off of. However, the LSAT needs to be scheduled months in advance, meaning Pixie likely registered before the leaks even dropped on November 29th, which means this tweet has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not Pixie had accepted money. The only other explanation that President Sunday gave me for running with this idea—
Wait, hold on, I don't think that Sunday was saying that that's evidence of her having accepted money. I don't even think that's what he was saying. He was just saying that, like, oh, this isn't what she's talking about. This is, like, what she's talking about on her Twitter.
that Pixie took money for law school—
I don't know, I could be wrong.
was that Aaron had apparently stopped hearing from Pixie as much in the week or two leading up to the video. But President Sunday also conveniently seemed to gloss over the fact that Aaron also specifically says that if Pixie did take money, she 100% would have told her. So there wasn't even circumstantial evidence pointing to Pixie having accepted any payout. There was just conjecture based off of almost nothing. But President Sunday still used it to point the finger at Pixie, essentially claiming that her selfishness will cost future victims of abuse.
No, he's right. I don't have an argument against this. No, I think that Sunday fucked this.
And as if all this lazy and dishonest reporting of the story wasn't bad enough, President Sunday also made sure to cast doubt on whether or not Pixie was actually suicidal.
Note, Straight Rate has also explicitly said that she did not consider the situation serious enough to warrant a wellness check.
Okay, well that's Straight Raid's judgment. I might disagree with that.
Again, there is no reason to present this information in the video aside from casting aspersions on Pixie's suicidality and painting her as someone who is dishonestly trying to profit off of the situation. But Sunday once again never actually interrogated this piece of information with anybody. If we look at one of Aaron's messages to Destiny, she specifically says that she didn't think a wellness check would be helpful because Pixie wasn't imminently suicidal, and therefore would just be able to act calm to get officers to leave her alone. This doesn't mean she thought Pixie wasn't suicidal at all, it just means she didn't think it was going to happen at any moment. It's been stated by multiple people that Pixie was especially concerned about her parents finding out about the scandal, and at the risk of being a bit insensitive, I've heard that Pixie also had acquired the means of ending her life.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious that Pixie was most likely suicidal, right? For two reasons. One, like she's outright declared suicidal intent, and two, the circumstances, right? It's not like it's not something that's being leveraged either, right? Like it's the case that that whether or not, at least based on what Straight Raid has said, that whether or not she's suicidal was contingent upon whether or not her parents find out, right? So, whether or not she gets money is not the determining factor, right? So it's not even like a threat. It wouldn't even be a threat in that case. So she's not threatening suicide, right? A threat would a threatening suicide would imply that she's trying to get something out of it. She's not, right? Whether or not her parents find out isn't dependent on anything other than, well, whether or not they stumble across it, I guess, right? There's nothing that she can get anybody to do other than, I don't know, not talk about it, I suppose. in order to, you know.
and at one point had begun distancing herself.
But like again, like having your parents find out about something like that, especially if your parents are more conservative, like yeah, that's gonna really negatively impact your mental health. Like it's perfectly reasonable. Like if there's revenge porn of you leaked on the internet, then like yeah, you're probably not gonna be doing well mentally, right? Like there's a good chance you might end up being suicidal given your circumstances.
Herself from close friends and others, both of which, according to various risk evaluations, point to legitimate suicidal intentions. Which means, President Sunday, that you were made aware of a victim of sex abuse, who was expressing suicidal thoughts, whose friends were concerned would kill herself if her parents found out, who had acquired the means of ending her life, and who checked off multiple other boxes for suicide risk assessment. And you published a dishonest, lazy investigative video about them, in which you smear them as a selfish, lying, manipulative extortionist who wanted to profit personally off of taking advantage of another victim.
Okay, so fuck, maybe Sunday was gaslighting. God damn it. I thought Sunday was honest. Dude, I like Sunday, but this is genuinely horrid. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
Do you think that the way you portrayed Pixie in your video might have anything to do with the harassment she's been?
Whether or not she's suicidal or not, I think the uploader is trying to show that as a manipulative, show that as manipulative instead of actually being concerned about Pixie. Yeah, I think that the fact that the upload was rushed and the disregard for Pixie and her well-being, like, that's very questionable, to say the very least. That's very questionable.
Been receiving on social media the last couple of weeks?
Okay. Wait, what's this? What's this?
Off of taking advantage of another victim. Do you think that the way you portrayed Pixie in your video might have anything to do with the harassment she's been receiving on social media the last couple of...
Dude. That's, I mean... Yeah, it might. It might. I don't know. That'd be a weaker argument, but yeah.
weeks? I genuinely believe, in my heart of
Because, like, obviously Sunday would not be okay with his audience going out and harassing somebody like that.
hearts, that this gelatinous freak would have stepped over Pixie's dead body if it meant he got to be the guy to take down Destiny. He is that content and cloud obsessed.
Is he? I don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't say that Sunday is cloud obsessed. Like, he's burned bridges that he benefited from many times. So I don't think that's entirely true. I wouldn't say he's clout obsessed.
But what's worse, President Sunday doesn't even have the balls to admit that that's what he was doing.
Okay.
So, President Sunday's video about Destiny clearly threw the victim at the center of the story under the bus, and his current
Yeah.
explanations for why he did this don't really align with what was in the video. Let's examine that further. Sunday has received a little bit of pushback since the videos came out, and there's three main questions people have been asking.
Yeah, I think that the main person that gave him pushback was Nick Diorio, right?
First, why did he feel justified in publishing so many private communications? Second,
Okay.
did Pixie actually extort Destiny?
I actually am interested in that because I wouldn't be able to make an argument one way or the other. Simply because I don't know shit about the legality of it. So I've just taken President Sunday's word. Like when he's like talked about it in follow-up streams and chalked it up that okay, like he miscommunicated in his video. I think it's shitty that he rushed the video, but whatever. It was a mistake. I don't know.
And most importantly, why ignore Pixie's wishes to remain private? Or at the very least, why not warn her that the story was going to break? Let's try to figure out how
Yeah. No, those are reasonable questions.
Sunday might answer these questions and see what it can tell us about his moral compass. After the video, as I watched ongoing coverage, any public comment that I made that even mildly questioned Sunday's actions prompted him to immediately approach me, usually to debate about it,
Hold on. Let's see.
that even mildly
So Kilo says, wait, hold on. So wait, Kilo didn't delete his messages in the server, just his messages in DMs. Why? So Kilo says, I am too tired to attack that, but I might talk to you about it later. And Sunday says, just don't. This is not even basic critical thinking.
questioned Sunday's actions prompted him to immediately approach me, usually to debate about
Let's have a call tonight and
it in
talk.
private. I found this weird because I was mostly anonymous as his editor, and he had agreed to keep it that way, including not mentioning my involvement in the Destiny video.
Wait, what? Okay. So, wait, hold on, what?
So he shouldn't have felt like he couldn't have his editor publicly disagreeing with him because no.
Huh? Huh? Wait, hold on. No, that's a really weak point from Kilo. That's a really weak point. Like, you can disagree with somebody and want to talk to them about it, right? Like, if somebody disagrees with me, right? I mean, sure, it's fine that they disagree with me, but I might want to talk about it. If somebody's like, no, I have some, like, genuine concerns about this thing that you did or the way that you went about this situation, right? I might ask them to talk to me about it and have a conversation about it because I might have a different perspective than they do. And maybe they can offer some criticism that I didn't think of, right? I think that's kind of reasonable.
No one really knew. But he seemed to need to argue with me, almost compulsively.
So he's just asking to VC. I think that's reasonable, though. I think that's reasonable to ask Kilo to VC about something that he's disagreeing with him on publicly. Like, hey, by the way, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this one-on-one? We can sort our disagreements out. Is that not normal? Like, is that weird?
First, we talked about leaking Aaron, Pixie, and Nick's private conversations. This conversation was extremely weird. Sunday continually dodged, shifted positions erratically, and refused to concede anything, even when his arguments started to become kind of ridiculous.
With all due respect, I'm not sure you think you know what you're saying when you say you have to, because when you
I didn't say have to.
Okay, does Hilo release the entire recording by any chance? Because if he doesn't, that's really annoying. He should include the entire recording, aside from like unless there's like, I don't know, like personal information included in the recording or something that shouldn't be public or whatever, right? In which case you could like cut that out, but everything else you should be able to make public, right?
I didn't say that. You said that. I said
like I don't want to just see these like small snippets. Like I want Kilo to release the whole thing. It's just like the way that Kilo has presented this is not the best. Right? It's just like small snippets from VCs. One side of a conversation with Sunday, right? It doesn't look good on Kilo's end either, right? I mean, the entire, almost the entire Pixie segment, I agree with Kilo though, right? I agree with a lot of his arguments. Just like the way he's going about it is like, I don't know.
Said you have an expectation, and you said, well, I don't have to do that. And I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm saying there's an expectation that you do this thing. When you're communicating with someone in private, they're expecting that you're not going to show that to other people without asking them first.
Okay, but if they're asleep, they're not expecting, are they?
If they're asleep?
They're asleep, yeah. If people are asleep, they're not expecting anything. They're kind of just out, right?
Are you trolling me right now?
No, I'm actually making a serious point.
Ultimately, we
I don't know. I'd have to know the context of the conversation. I can't really comment
already
on
knew
that.
Sunday just doesn't care about other people's expectation of confidence, which is like, okay, whatever. But I found it kind of surprising that he can't even just come out and say that. He'd rather make himself look stupid by trying to pretend that the expectation doesn't even exist.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of convoluted. It's a little bit convoluted.
The pattern continued for a few days. Anything I said publicly, Sunday seemed to take note of, and he would...
Okay. Hold on, let's go back. So Kilo says, where in these texts is Kyla specifically angling for trying to keep things quiet on her own and not on behalf of Pixie? And Sunday says, what are you, her attorney, lol? Huh?
He would quickly confront me wanting to debate about it.
Okay.
His behavior started striking me as very weird and insecure. There was an evening he fought me for an hour to try to stop me from telling people that I worked on the video.
Wait, hold on. Why? Okay. Why did you delete some of your So, okay, here's like a screenshot with of where Kilo didn't delete all of his DMs. Okay. That's cool. So Kilo says, I'm going to let some people know about my involvement in making the video. Is there anything about the motivations behind publishing or your investigative process that you'd like me to keep in mind before I say anything else about it? And Sunday says, let's have a call tonight and talk. Okay?
I thought this was really odd because he previously had left the decision up to me.
And then more one-sided conversation where Kilo deleted his end for no reason.
And even after the video came out, said it was a shame I wouldn't take credit. The only thing that was different now was that Sunday knew I was somewhat critical of the decisions we made. But instead of just saying, I can't have my editor publicly attacking me, he again frantically latched on to any argument he could to avoid conceding anything.
Why the fuck are you adding extra risks to this? We're already in enough danger as is.
Do you think we're in danger? I don't think
We are in
anyone's
tremendous danger. So you don't think, for example, if you said something that was able to be effectively spun by someone like Nick DeOrio that managed to get some traction that cast aspersions on my entire channel, that income plummeted so I can't pay you, that doesn't affect you?
You think Nicholas DeOrio could say something that would cast enough aspersions on your channel based on just something I said about
let me level with you for a second. We don't know what our audience composition is.
what you just described as an impossibility. That cannot
That's not
happen.
an impossibility. It happens all the time. All the time.
Who's been sunk by something someone said that got misinterpreted? Like, can you describe a situation you can think of that's similar?
Mr. Girl.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did that, as a matter of fact.
No, that's not what happened.
I had a pretty big impact on that one, actually.
I disagree. Mr. Girl was already banned on YouTube when you guys had that conversation.
Banning on YouTube took place afterwards. His
That's not true.
reputation was in the pits after the Wick and the conversation with me.
Yeah, but you're talking about losing income and all that. He already lost it. This pattern culminated in a heated argument between us on Thursday the 23rd about whether or not what Pixie did constituted extortion, which is important because, again, this was President Sunday's entire justification behind the project. In this debate, President Sunday immediately said blatantly untrue things, like saying that private settlements require lawyers present, which they do not.
Hold on. So let's look at the screenshot. Look, I need you to understand that this is literally the technical meaning of the term in law. This is also common knowledge, by the way. You're sensitive to words that have a negative connotation applied to Pixie and what she did. I think it was more than just words with a negative connotation, because if you acknowledge the fact that, like, obviously the word extortion has a negative connotation, Sunday, then surely you would do the reasonable thing and clarify, no, this isn't a moral indictment of Pixie. She's not doing anything wrong necessarily. This is what she was pushed into. This is the situation that is a direct result of the circumstances caused by destiny, right? You would clarify that in the video. It would be stupid not to.
He insulted my intelligence
He just didn't.
multiple times, and he repeatedly
You need to get over it. My original educational path was in law, just FYI. I'm not making shit up. Jesus law.
insisted that I didn't know what I was talking about, and that what
Okay, yeah, I think that Sunday should just, like, make an argument instead. I don't know.
Pixie did was a black...
Oh, here we go. What is the legal definition of blackmail? Blackmail under federal law is found at 18 USC blah 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 under a fairly short definition which describes it as whoever under a threat of informing. Sorry, I'm struggling because the text is really small and I'm struggling to see it. Whoever under a threat of informing or as a consideration for not informing against any violation of any law in the United States demands or receives any money or valuable thing. Okay. Wait, I think that Destiny's correct here, based on this definition, right?
black and white case of clear extortion. That conversation ended without resolution, and both of us pretty pissed off. But afterwards, President Sunday sent me this message. It contained a screenshot of someone else live coaching him on talking points about extortion. While he was contained a screenshot of slowly
Hold on, what is this? Easy, then ask if what Destiny did was extortion. He didn't outright say bulk mail. Fucking bulk mail. That's a new one. If you don't do X, I won't release nudes. But there is an ongoing reality of soft power in which he applied it, saying, quote, she wouldn't release anything of me. She knows I have stuff on her. That's blackmail too. Apparently your editor disagrees. Blackmail is simple. Pixie set out both sides of her mouth as she learned from the best. Learned from the best. Okay. Hey, I would hate to ruin your life. If you just give me money, we can be whole. Hey, lovely shop you got here. Would be a shame if it caught on fire. What's the difference?
editor that apparently had no idea what he was talking about. This is when I started to realize that Sunday never actually had a good reason for publishing this video. This was potentially a pretty serious issue. We had just exposed a major sex scandal involving a huge political streamer. Every detail mattered, even in Sunday's own words.
Like, working with you means that you're exposing details of the backroom process of how we're working, when I think it was pretty clear when we were talking there that that was very sensitive. It's like,
It was wait. It
Why?
was sensitive because we didn't want people to have the story break early. It wasn't sensitive because we were doing something.
No, it was sensitive because every little detail can be pried apart and analyzed from a million different angles and spun any different number of ways. In advance of doing that research, I would tread very lightly with making claims of that sort for a couple of reasons. First of all, because
Saying
accusations of
it
illegal
looks
activity.
like it might be something.
Hang on, did he
I need to take a piss. I'm gonna be right back. I'm sorry. I'll let the video keep playing.
say coercively or covertly? Because those mean very different
He
things.
might have been covertly.
Okay, that's important because coercively implies coercion. Okay, gotta be
Overtly,
careful
as in-
here. You got to be careful with this. If you're gonna accuse people of lying specifically, you need to have like these specific.
I
thing
am
that they
being
say.
very. Now, it's funny that the rest of the community doesn't really need that standard, but
So I tried to look back and find where this extortion take came from. The first mention I can find of it comes from this message. Straighterade says that Dan told Pixie, ask Steven for a reasonable amount of money and he'd probably pay it. Sunday immediately and confidently states that this is blackmail. I don't know why he keeps pretending that private settlements don't exist. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, but here in America, you are allowed to seek compensation for damages privately without going to court. So far, there is no threat, no leverage or coercion being applied. He literally just sees Dan suggesting that Pixie asks Steven for money and thinks blackmail. To be clear, in no way does this exchange constitute blackmail. A few days after the video came out, Sunday mentioned that he wanted to put out another video, clarifying that he wasn't trying to demonize Pixie, which is obviously not true, but also expanding on this extortion argument. By this point, I think Sunday probably started to notice quite a bit of criticism directed towards him, because he had begun posting long, autistic ramblings about what extortion is and claiming he wasn't trying to make Pixie look bad. He also put this post in a comment under the video, and in it he links to some case law that supposedly supports his argument. But if you take even one look at it,
Yeah, I think that Kilo has to be right. Like, there's no way that he's wrong about that, I don't think. Yeah, because you can do private settlements, right? If it's the case that this is an example of extortion, then wouldn't all private settlements necessarily constitute as extortion? Right?
it has nothing to do with Pixie's situation.
Because I specifically remember, like, it intuitively sounded wrong when Sunday said it was extortion, but I didn't really want to argue against it, simply due to the fact that, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe it technically is. So I mainly argued against the way that he was framing it.
Situation, because not only did the perpetrator explicitly make a threat, which Pixie did not, but the demands were under threat of reporting them to law enforcement for committing
Okay.
a crime. Destiny's likely not guilty of a crime, meaning Pixie was under no obligation to report him to the authorities. She was simply weighing getting privately compensated versus choosing to sue him, as is her legal right to do. So linking this case is actually just retarded. And all of this is in addition to the fact that I knew Sunday's story was sort of changing over time, because originally he did want to more or less blame Pixie for helping Destiny keep future victims quiet. Notice specifically that in his long clarification post, Sunday has silently added a fourth course of action Pixie could have taken, which is privately settled.
Hold on, wait. Settle out of court without threats so that she can't continue to be coerced in the future? Wait, but that's what she did. Wait, if the fourth option is what she did, then, like, what? Okay. I mean, I'm glad that he added that. I got maybe he listened to my criticism or other people's criticisms, but
Settling, when the video originally only had the first three. So
I mean, is he saying that it always had the fourth one as well? I'm assuming that he changed it after hearing criticism and was like, okay, yeah, like I was wrong, right? I would presume.
by this time I'm starting to see this really detailed picture of Sunday deciding on a course of action and then coming up with the reasons and justifications for it afterwards. Ever since the leaks dropped, he desperately wanted the story to go public, and he started messaging Aaron immediately, pushing
So this is late November of 2024. So November 29th. So I don't know if you're following this, but someone dumped all of the sex tapes Destiny leaked on QB Farms. I didn't look, but people are saying Pixie isn't one. Maybe check on her and make sure she's okay. And Straterid said, oh god, we'll see what's up.
pushing her in certain directions or suggesting that Pixie make a video about her statement. And
So here's what Straterid says. Update. She sent me a statement she wants to publish, but it's terrible. So this is January 8th. this year. I think it's too long, reveals irrelevant personal info that works against her, and has other basic typos / grammatical errors that make it a bit harder to follow. How would you rework this to make it a better statement? I've asked her for a VC later today, where I can talk to her about all this stuff. So Sunday responds by saying, I wouldn't let her publish this. Success here doesn't equal poetry. I think this is fine. The details work in her favor. However, she should record it. This should be a video, in my honest opinion. Okay, that's dumb. Yeah, no, it doesn't have to equal poetry, but obviously it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better received if it's written more well. Like, grammatical errors are gonna make people take it a little bit less seriously. Right? Just in general. If it reveals personal info that works against her, like, did Sunday read it? I would presume that he did.
And when none of these things worked, he took matters into his own hands and decided he'd settle on this abstract extortion argument.
Okay.
It worked. He took.
So, oh god. This is so small. Okay, here. I'm gonna try moving my microphone like this so that I can lean, so that I can read. At everyone. This is a write-up I pinned under the Exposing the Destiny Abuse Machine video concerning the issue of extortion, since it has been raised multiple times. I blame my delivery for any misunderstandings, which I hope to clear up. To clarify, no. Pixie is being blamed for nothing. Here is why I emphasize why it's not okay to engage in extortion. Huh? Why it's not okay to engage in extortion? What do you mean by not okay? Something you shouldn't do, or is this like a moral indictment? Is this a moral indictment of because you're saying it's not okay? I.e. using threats to obtain money from the offender, and more importantly, why it's accurate and important to name it as extortion. Hold on, why it's not okay to engage in extortion. Wait, so Sunday did change his argument. He absolutely changed his argument, because later he was saying that she kind of was put in a position where she didn't have much of a choice. I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting. So he continues. 1. Extortion has no conditions limiting the extent of exchange. So even if the cause is just, there's no way to guard against it carrying into excess. That's why it's illegal. I'm honestly not concerned about this one here. To hell with Steven. Okay. But what about like a private settlement? How would you categorize that? Because if we're just talking about like a private exchange, hey, by the way, rather than me taking you to court and suing you for money, would you be willing to just give me the money that I would be trying to get in court? And then we don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of hiring lawyers and shit. Right? That's perfectly reasonable. I don't think that's illegal. I don't think that's extortion. So he continues. 2. Because the act of extortion is itself also illegal, it can be used to blackmail the person who made the initial threats into perpetuity. I'm very good at pronouncing words, clearly. The fact that there is a record of this means this possibility casts a shadow over all future interactions between Pixie, Kyla, Destiny, and anyone else who might know. With Destiny able to frame himself as a victim of revenge porn being an aggravating factor. Wait, why would that be an aggravating factor, though? It's going to be the case that, no, Destiny was not a victim of revenge porn from Pixie. Like, Pixie didn't commit revenge porn against Destiny. Destiny could be a victim of something, right? Something illegal could have been done against Destiny. But if Pixie had nothing to do with that, if she didn't do anything against Destiny, such as, I don't know, sharing revenge porn of him, then no, that would have no bearing on the case whatsoever, right? She didn't share revenge porn, right? Now, obviously, somebody leaked it, right? That would be the person that did that, right? But that wouldn't have any bearing on this specific lawsuit. That's just not how that would work. This is the part that sounds harsh, because I assumed the implication was clear. No, it was not clear. It wasn't clear at all. Even with like the most charitable interpretation of your video, it was not clear at all. I was shitting on your video because it was bad. Because you didn't make it clear. It wasn't implied. Right? And looking back, it makes it even more obvious that you didn't imply it, or you didn't do anything to make it clear, right? Now, again, this could be just like a miscommunication, right? I don't deny that. And I'm not saying that Sunday does it maliciously, but no, it's not. Oh God, I dropped something. It's not reasonable to assume that would be implied. Like if you say that somebody extorted a victim of revenge porn, right? You're not implying that they're in the right. That's not implied. Given the connotation of those words, the connotations of those words in the sentence being said that he acknowledges has a certain connotation that would favor Destiny over Pixie, right? And then he continues. 3. Because it is essentially purchasing one victim's silence at the expense of everyone else. Remember that the premise of the threat is that she will go public already. Well, no, the threat was that she would sue him. That was the threat, quote unquote. Is, I'm going to sue you for this amount of money, but we don't have to go to court if you just give me the money up front. Right? That's perfectly reasonable. Remember that the premise of the threat is that she will go public already unless Steven coughs up the money. This again is not to impugn Pixie, who is making decisions from a position of naivety and extreme stress, and any money she manages to get for herself I count as a positive by itself. The problem is that this also means that this deal only really benefits Steven, who is taking advantage of Pixie's naivety about her options and can then claim that people talking about his abuse of Pixie are frustrating his sincere attempts to help a victim, which will be used to obfuscate that it is his victim and that he is actually manipulating her to his benefit. Okay? So if it's the case that as like a private settlement, Pixie receives that money instead of going to court, right? Which would necessarily end up being public, right? I don't think that it would be. I don't think she would be able to sue him anonymously. I don't think that she would have the capacity to, based on what we covered previously, right? I think that the issue with this argument is that if it's the case that Pixie receiving money and not going public with anything is exclusively to the benefit of Steven, then wouldn't her staying silent also only be to the benefit of Steven? I mean, the answer would be yes, Steven would benefit from that. Pixie would benefit less in that case, and the one that you acknowledged in your video was justifiable and her right to do. So I don't know why that would change. I don't know why that would change whether or not you make the video. And then claim that people talking about his abuse... Oh, sorry, I think I finished that. So he continues. I offer options in the video that someone in Pixie's situation can take as to not endanger herself or allow her case to be used to further endanger others. 1. Stay silent. This is her right. She doesn't have to personally break the scandal if she doesn't feel comfortable doing it. 2. Make a public statement so others are encouraged to come forward also. 3. Take Steven to court. 2 and 3 combined are the ideal scenario from a public interest standpoint. That's interesting because 4, I know specifically, I watched the video, there were not 4 bullet points. So we added this. 4, settle out of court without threats so that she can't continue to be coerced in the future. What is a threat? What did she threaten? What exactly did Pixie threaten? What do you determine to be a settlement versus a threat, Sunday? Now, this might actually be dishonesty. If that's the end of the message, is that 4th bullet point? If that's the end of the message, that is dishonest. Because that wasn't in the video, right? Because he's saying explicitly, I offer options in the video that someone like Pixie can use. You didn't offer the fourth option in the video. That's a lie. That's not true. That explicitly was not in the video. So I guess I'll check the cathedral server, right? So this is going to be somewhere in the announcement section, okay? Going to be somewhere in the announcement section. Boo, boo, boo. Where is that going to be? It's going to be... Fuck. God damn it, where? Hold on. Where's the cathedral? Cathedral. Is it server announcements? Okay, what was the date on that? Okay? It was 1/25/2025. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's not in there. Stream announcements. Okay, let's see if it's there. Nope. It's not there. Is it... Hold on. President Sunday. Hold on. How do I search from a person? Where would... How do I search for pings? Dude, I'm not good at this on PC. I'm very sorry about that. During specific date, January, what was it? The 25th? Yeah, the 25th of this year. Yeah, so January 25th. Is there, how do I search? Okay. I'll just type part of the message. To clarify, no, hold on. To clarify, no. And then, how does he spell Pixie? Does he spell it with or without an I? Pixie is being blamed for nothing. Pixie is being blamed for nothing. Okay. Oh, fuck, I spelled something wrong. Did I search it wrong? Fuck. I don't know. He must have deleted it. Where would he have put it? That's really annoying. That actually makes me very... That bothers me. That bothers me a lot. Okay. Hold on. Maybe under drama discussion? I don't... Dude, where the fuck would it be? Maybe it's because of the time zone was different. So maybe it happened at a different date. Pixie is being blamed for nothing. There, I found it. Wait, what? Okay, jump. Where is that? Oh, that's in general chat. Okay. So here we have the message. Okay, I found it. Sorry it took so long. So I offer options in the video that someone in Pixie's situation can take, not to endanger herself. Settle out of court without threats. Now, you listed 3 things in the video. That's not true. Case law. Okay. Yeah. Alright. That's unfortunate.
Took matters into his own hands and decided he'd settle on this abstract extortion argument, but I don't think he really thought it through. He claims he's consulted lawyers about this. Originally, he told me, Kilo, you're not a lawyer. I was raised by one and took...
Okay. Make an argument then. Make an argument for why settling for money outside of court instead of suing somebody, right? Being like, okay, we could settle this outside or inside of court. What do you choose? Right? I won't sue you or go public or anything if you just, give me the money, right? If I go to court, then it necessarily becomes public, right? How about that instead of I was raised by a lawyer and took law courses, okay?
law courses in university. But then when he was talking to Aiko, she asked if he spoke to lawyers, and he said, I spoke to people who know lawyers.
Who did you speak to?
Several people I can't name, but just
lawyers,
trust me on this.
Lawyers.
People who know lawyers.
People who know lawyers? Hold on. Kilo, you're not a lawyer. I was raised by one and took law. Wait, that's weird as fuck.
He
Wait.
said, I spoke to people who know lawyers.
Who did you speak to?
Several
Maybe his dad?
people I can't name, but just
lawyers,
trust me on this.
Lawyers.
Wait, speak to about what specifically?
People who know lawyers.
Well, because it could be the case that he doesn't speak to his dad, or he didn't speak to his dad about this specific topic, and he's maybe spoken to people that are familiar with law about this specific topic. Yo, Willie Mack is in this? Saying, did your opinion come from a lawyer, or are you just reading the law? And then Sunday says, now Steven is being shaken for money, put of revenge, a sense of justice, or for profit, or all three, it doesn't matter. And he's not even as culpable as the real bad guy legally. Not anymore, thank God for Cherry. But that was the situation. I spoke with lawyers I know. You know what their answer was? Quote, obviously. Wait, he spoke with lawyers or he didn't? He's contradicting himself.
But then, when he was talking with Willie Mack, he said he spoke directly to lawyers, but won't mention who. And for some reason, he puts the S in parentheses.
Yeah, why did he put the S in parentheses? Surely he would know if he spoke to one lawyer or more than one lawyer, right? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's weird.
Was it one or multiple Sunday? That's fucking weird. He also leaked his entire DM history with Nicholas Dorio after Nick called
President Sunday is freaking out and leaking my DMs right now. LMFAO.
him out for some of this bullshit. He leaked all of Willie Mack's DMs with him on stream for seemingly
Okay, I think it's safe to say that if you have a conversation with Sunday, it may or may not end up being public, depending on whether or not it's useful. I think that's fair to say. I think that's annoying, but he doesn't really abide by I guess commentary YouTuber etiquette. Maybe because the expectation is there, but I guess if you know who President Sunday is, then you probably won't have that expectation.
no reason. And
To be fair, whenever I DM a YouTuber, I kind of expect that, okay, this could be leaked. That's a possibility. Yo, Queen Bee is in this? I didn't know that. Queen Bee is the one that DM'd me this video. Because they were disagreeing with me about, whether or not Sunday is a bad person. I don't know if this is enough for me to say he's a bad person. I think that he's done some shitty things. I'm not gonna outright, burn the bridge with Sunday or anything over this, but I do think it's worth confronting him over. So Sunday is, on January 26th, saying, issue with Tyler was he put words into the source's mouth and then tried to rapid fire their private DMs with him in a debate. The issue wasn't what he published. It's that he tainted the source. Watching Beard Beckett's statements and Spicy and saw your comment. Well, that's interesting. And Queen Bee says, yeah, that's bullshit. You are deranged. You are literally in the gay fesh and... Oh, the gay fesh and bad empanada tier now. Okay. Tried to rapid fire in the private DMs with him in a debate. Said he tainted the source.
And then he began arguing with random chatters in Discord servers and then leaking their DMs and
Dude. In the fucking Aiden Projects gang, the AIDS gang, Aiden Project server. Sunday leaking DMs for no reason again. He took the bait.
had to ask to be timed out for a week, seemingly because he couldn't stop arguing with random chatters.
That's actually smart. Unironically. Sunday is aware he has the lolcow gene. And he's taking preventative measures, which I think is based. Like, wasn't it the case that like a few years ago, like he was having like a little bit of a lolcow arc? I had one of those like a bit over a year ago, so I can relate.
Probably because, if you haven't put it together by now, this guy is absolutely crashing out. He is
To be honest, all these people seem at least kind of toxic. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
insecure, erratic, defensive, and behaving like a total weirdo in the aftermath of this video coming out. This flies in the face of the image that he wants to present as a streamer, the guy who calls out other people for poor behavior, who holds people accountable for taking the correct and ethical path. Sunday has a smug self-assuredness about his presentation, and he pretty much never walks anything back or admits to any wrongdoing. But in one of our arguments,
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I remember he was specifically talking about, like how he had like a falling out with Chud Logic, and I think he walked some of that back. I don't know. It might not be the thing that I would walk back if I was him, but he does walk things back sometimes. Yeah, he explained his reasoning and leaked a call with Kilo that showed he was in agreement with most of it. Okay, so... yeah, I don't trust Kilo as a source either. Dude.
he did freely admit that he doesn't actually
I don't trust either of these people on this specific issue. Because of where their interests lie, right? So it's going to be the case that Kilo, if it's the case that he was in agreement with Sunday for most of it, right? Now, maybe it's because, like, in the past, he's had bad experiences with people he's worked for, and maybe he's just, like, scared, like, oh, if I, like, give too much pushback, I'll get fired for being annoying, or whatever. But even then, I don't know. I feel like Sunday is somebody that you can disagree with and not get fired. I'm going purely based on intuition, but, like, I've disagreed with Sunday many times. I'm not sure how many times he's been aware of, but like I've left comments on his videos before being like, no, here's where I disagree with you. So like publicly disagreeing with him. I disagreed with him on the Chud Logic thing. I disagreed with him on some shit, right? But it doesn't seem like that's something that he would burn a bridge over, or like not. I don't know. Like, he seems willing to engage, even if he has, like, very strong, sometimes rigid positions. I will say, sometimes he's a little bit rigid in his thinking. Maybe. Potentially. Like, I could see that being the case. Like, with the whole Pixie thing, I think he's a little bit rigid.
really make videos on things that he thinks are wrong. He just guesses what other people might think is wrong and makes videos.
Is that true? Chud Logic is single-handedly supporting every negative stereotype about British people, and now I have to work triple shifts to try and salvage it. Damn.
Videos about that. You have made videos about people who are doing wrong things to people.
Yeah, but typically when I say wrong things to people, I've got a particular understanding of that. Namely, these people have avowed these principles. These people are defying those principles by acting in this particular way. Therefore,
Well, those would be arguments of hypocrisy. I don't think that those are always going to be the strongest. I think that it's good for making the case that somebody is dishonest, or that they can't be held to their word, like that they are going to say one thing and then, you know, when push comes to shove, they sort of do the opposite, you know, and they aren't reliable. But I think that in order to demonstrate that somebody is like a bad person, you have to go beyond just like going against their own principles. Like, if somebody's principles are stupid, attack that, not them for not going against it, right? So like, let's say it's the case that there's like a person that believes that like it is evil to eat chicken nuggets, or, well, No, because not chicken nuggets. Vegan chicken nuggets. There we go. It's evil to eat vegan chicken nuggets. Okay? Because, yeah, you could make a vegan argument. That's not what which I would agree with. Literally just came up with the first thing that sounds innocent. And I was like, well, I know that's not true. Vegans are morally correct. That's why I'm becoming vegan. But that's besides the point. If somebody takes the position it's wrong to eat chicken nuggets or anything that looks like a chicken nugget, even if it's made ethically, like vegan chicken nuggets, it's wrong to eat those, right? That's gonna be a bit of a silly moral stance. Now, if somebody goes on and eats chicken nuggets or vegan chicken nuggets, right? I'm gonna look at them and be like, well, see, your moral standard there is wrong. I'm not gonna say you're a bad person for failing to live up to your dumb moral standard, but maybe this is evidence for you needing to change that, right? You can't hold other people to the standard that you don't even hold yourself to, right?
Therefore, according to their own lights, they are doing wrong.
You're not interested in talking.
I do think that if you're doing like an internal critique, that can be useful as well, or like a critique that would be received well by the like an opposing audience of people that don't like that person, right? So like, let's say it's the case that I make a really strong utilitarian argument against I don't know, Leafy is here and the content that he makes. Let's say I'm iDubbbz and that's my content cop. Is I argue why it's utility minimizing, right? Those are correct arguments that I would agree with. Hello? Chat, can you hear me? What the hell? Oh, dude. I'm so laggy. This shit's annoying. Okay. Are we back? Dude, if it keeps lagging, I'm just gonna... Dude, it's already at 11 something. Yeah, it's already past 11. I should be, like, fixing my sleep schedule, or at least trying to. Yippee, you're back. You know what, I should probably end stream, because, like, there's, like... Dude, reacting to this video took longer than I thought it would. And we're, like, barely over halfway through the video. And if I finish the video on today's stream, we're gonna be going until, like, 1 in the morning at this rate. So, I didn't think it would take so long. I didn't think it would be, like, this amount of time. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep watching it. For the rest of stream. I think that would be unwise. I think it would be a bad idea. Oh. Sorry, I'm just checking my, thingy. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, whatchamacallit? Yeah, and President Sunday also did a response to it. Dude, I should have just done a just chatting stream today and done like a long stream tomorrow. So that it can all be in one stream. Chat, do you want to finish the video tomorrow? Or was this like, I don't know, how interesting was this? Was this good content? I don't know how good it was. I felt like I was pause-andying too much at the beginning because it's like, I don't know. I felt like I was pause-andying when I didn't have that much to say. At the beginning. I feel like I got better throughout it. I was very interested. Tomorrow? No. Yeah. Interesting-ish. Yeah, I also have the tipster call-in video to go over. I'm not gonna pre-watch it or anything. I'll just have to add it to the watch playlist. Dude. The bitrate thingy is fucked. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow maybe. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow, okay? You know what? We've been going for almost 3 hours. We can end stream now. Dude, my shit's been laggy. Maybe if I go downstairs, it'll be less laggy. If I do a kitchen stream on my phone, and we could do that. Yeah. And also I can get super chats from that now as well. So yeah. Anyways, I think that'll do it for today. And I'll see you all in the next one or something. Beep beep lettuce 2.0 exactly. Exactly. But yeah. I enjoyed this stream a lot. Hell yeah. But yeah, I might just like do like a whatchamacallit stream where I don't take Streamlabs donos. It's just I just take super chats and I just do it on my phone. But yeah,